We live, baby.
I should have filled it in. Then put this on the queue. Missing TJ.
I should have got the key for you. We should have talked about that probably first, huh?
Yeah, right. I wasn't ready. No, that was a rookie mistake. I should have been ready for that.
That's all good, dude.
I knew TJ was going to be a couple minutes late here, so I should have been all over it.
Oh yeah. I forgot. This is our first rodeo, leading it off right here too, and we got a little practice on the podcast just the two of us a couple weeks ago. So,
did pretty recently. That's right.
TJ needs to step his game up over here. I kind of like it though because you can see more of the background over here too.
You can actually get to see some of your work. Yeah, I get because you block it up, especially like when you have 4 people, you can barely see anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens tonight when TJ gets in the mix, but at least for now, you get a nice little backdrop, some Yummi, some clays, a little Cornucopias up top there. And shout out to everybody over in chat. We had an early goer over here. That tweet today got a little bit of engagement, huh? Over on our side. Hey guys, we're talking about this for the top summer projects. What did we miss? And who knew that Twitter was that easy? You just had to go ahead and post that, and people would be like, hey, you need to check out this.
Who could have guessed that asking a question would get people to respond?
Right? It's that easy. But yeah, we got a ton of stuff we're going to get into tonight. And apparently we were like, what are we going to fill for content? Let's talk about some projects that we're excited for. And it turned into, hey, we got a lot of stuff that people want to hear. So we'll see what we can get through tonight. And shout out for Crank getting in early with the Stag Alliance, Phoenix Arena, and Raccoon Syndicate over there. Shout out to Shiny, our OGs over here. We got Garfield Lasagna. As always, Hugs Not Rugs, NFT Toe Dipper, and Eddie Z. What is going on, guys? Appreciate you guys tuning in. I love Toe Dipper over here. Oh, I forgot to post the thing over here, but yeah, TJ's going to be about 10 minutes behind apparently tonight, so we'll see what happens. The Shaq's what up to you as well. Our monsters in the building over there. I guess before TJ gets over here, dude,
talk about all the fun stuff that he wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
real fast.
Yeah, we can do all that. And just to address the elephant in the room, no or not get hit by a gorilla that escaped from the zoo and punched me in the eye. I've got a little, I don't know what's going on right now. It's got a little, I don't know, I think it's an infection. We're going to call it that for now and hope the guy's not.
Tommy's losing his eyesight completely.
Yeah.
It's going blind, falling apart here. That's what happens. Getting close to 35. Falling apart.
Yeah, you start losing eyesight, you just start going blind. So I'm going to be looking at you guys really this way tonight over in the camera. Hopefully by the Wednesday podcast, it goes away. So we'll see what happens. That's never fun.
Or it gets worse. Maybe you're rocking an eye patch. You're pretty cool.
Oh, Shiny, here comes the pink eye comments. What up, Blue Buddha and Debo? Appreciate Rez. Wow, dude. Did we skip over Rez in the early chat? I don't see Rez over in the early part of the chat. Or is that just me tripping? But Rez,
I don't see that either. Yeah, for sure.
Well, if we missed you, we cannot forget about Rez over here, and especially Mutants, because they're having their own little run today as well. Huge news dropping over there. I'm sure we'll get a chance to talk about that a little bit later. But before we get into what we're talking about tonight, which is going to be pretty much summer, I looked it up, dude. Summer starts on Wednesday, the 21st, technically.
I mean, Florida has been started for a while.
It might as well just call it back in like March.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
right now we're in hurricane season. It's a little earlier, right?
Hurricane season was over.
Yeah, it's just getting started, right? But yeah, so summer's starting up, and we thought a fun way to go about kicking off the summer, because we're starting to see a little bit of NFT liquidity coming back into the market right now, fresh off a meme coin season. RIP to the 3 weeks that lasted. And we've got some of the top projects that we're looking forward to, and apparently some stuff that others are looking forward to as well. We'll get a chance to talk about tonight. But it wouldn't feel right to start off before we get going into that without a big topic that's been happening inside at least maybe the last few days. And a big talking point was regarding the actual mint price. It had nothing to do with the actual utility of the project at all. It had everything to do, though, with the way it was structured. And this is Tappy over by TapTools, dude. It sold out overnight, and it had a really slow start to the minting period. And I think in large part due to the kind of lack of clarity, and also just the limited time frame it had, right? It had one NFT was 420 days worth of, the premium, the pro
access,
membership. Yeah. And everybody was kind of like, for 428, they just weren't really, they started to do a better job about like detailing what the actual pro features were. Not just, because that was a big like criticism at first. And then the other criticism was like, why don't you guys just do like a lifetime membership? I'm sure more people would be interested in that versus doing like a limited like one. And last night, I think it was last night, I don't know, it was late afternoon, they announced that 5 NFTs get due lifetime pass.
Your mic just died on us. I don't know what just happened. What'd you just do? What button did you hit on your soundboard?
Did it die?
Oh, there we go. So last night they announced 5 NFTs. You said it was going to equal into that lifetime membership, right?
Yes. 5 NFTs, lifetime membership, and who knows what kind of, and then also some alpha chat as well was another thing. And I don't know if that has to do with just one of the NFTs or all 5. I think it has to do with just one of them. But essentially, if everybody had scooped up their 5 of these at once, you didn't have to mint. You could have picked one up on secondary or minted. But essentially, what that did was that in a perfect world, there could have been 1,111 of these lifetime passes. So what did the DJs do? Of course, overnight, I have no idea who it was that was buying this up, but it just went from I was up probably till 1 a.m. last night Eastern, and it got from 2,400 to 3,400 within a couple hours, and then by the time I woke up this morning, 8 hours later, it was sold out, and overnight. So
it was one that we got to really take we've been taking a closer look now, because I think at first we were kind of just bringing it up as something that oh, there's not a lot minting right now. What is minting?
Yeah.
Tappy tools. This is the only thing anyone else is talking about is Tappy. So of course we'll just talk about it because we got to take a look. We can't ignore it at this point. But I don't think we gave it necessarily maybe a fair shot all the way. We took a pretty brief look and had some initial thoughts. But you ended up jumping in on secondary, right?
Yes, I ended up grabbing one. Well, so the thing was last night. So what time did they actually sell out? They had 12 hours ago. So at 9 a.m. this morning. Yeah, that was very, very quick, actually. So this was the announcement, though. The mint and hold 5 Tappies for lifetime access. That was kind of what got everything started. So that was at 7:08 last night on the East Coast. So literally about 14 hours later, it sold out after that. And it was maybe halfway minted out at that point. And I was watching it, like I said, last night when it was 428, it was kind of I've always enjoyed TapTools, and we've been using it a ton lately, especially with the meme coin season going on. And it was a no-brainer to want to have access to that. I just figured with the slow start and the price, not the lack of clarity before these 5 things for the lifetime came out, I figured you would get one a little bit cheaper. It was kind of trending in that direction. They dropped into the mid 300s. It was 360 or 375 maybe. So I was okay, maybe we'll wait and see how this plays out. And then as I started, saw as I was going to bed last night, it started to pick up, and I was maybe I'll grab one of these. But then I was of course, the DJ and me was
had you missed this announcement, or had you seen it at that point?
I seen it at this point.
Okay.
So I was you know what I should do? Instead of just getting a floor one, why don't I get a rarer one, the kind of thing. So I ended up going for it was $5.99 at the time, but I picked up one of the glitch body ones. And I think you can go ahead and see them. The glitch ones to me are probably, there's only 30 of them, I think, in the collection. And so these ones were a little bit cooler to me, the way they looked, just, a little bit different from the, just maybe I don't know. They all
a dog when they get wet and you dry them off the towel afterwards.
Yeah, to get a little bit of rainbow effect in them though too. Yes, absolutely. But yeah, so I ended up picking up one of these for $5.99 last night, and then I woke up and here's the floor for the glitch right now, and I haven't sold it. Waiting to see kind of what I want to do. Maybe sell it, make the flip, and then go ahead and back and buy one of the, just to have one. I still want the access to it. I just, I'm not going to pick up 5 though. I don't think, not unless the price had dropped a little bit lower. I don't know about you guys.
I would just love to know though that announcement, just to have that kind of reaction at this price, with this amount of actual NFTs. It's not a limited run or anything like that, and just the market we're in overall. To see a project even sell out, even that kind of quickly, that's fast for now. We've seen some other projects that have taken a couple days up to a week, if they even sell out. So to see them get out that fast, but then especially after the announcement. I'm very curious. I just want to know, was that something they had up their sleeve the whole time, ready to go?
No.
We're going to announce this, or did it just one of them were we got to do something here. We got to get this going.
Apparently they had a Twitter space.
All right.
Yeah. Apparently they had a Twitter space, and a lot of people were coming up and giving them suggestions and feedback, or hey, we love your platform, but we really think you guys went about the announcement of this wrong, or you give it some thought, because a lot of people I think are looking for this lifetime access. They want to be rewarded for being in early, and 420 days worth of stuff is a decent amount of time, but just give the people who are supporting you early that benefit to be able to do that. And I think they went ahead and kind of rolled with it, and they were yeah, this is the best marketing strategy for us. This is the feedback. We're going to make that call. And as soon as they made that call, obviously it worked out for them. So in my opinion, I mean, it's a good move on them. It just, the only thing I was a little hesitant with them was just how, like, you know, kind of go with the flow they were. And I really wish they would have, you know, like kind of thought about a lot of these things before and really read like the market sentiment at that time versus just pushing it out to push it out the way they did because they needed the funding. Like, if anything, let it be like a nice slow organic mint and let people to get in and stick with a plan. Or if you were going to go do something like this, then go ahead and actually just done it to start. But yeah, I don't know. It's out now and it's there, and they've done a great job. It's 1.4 million on the secondary, and
it'll be interesting. You know, that's a great amount on the secondary already. So getting their percentage off that, plus like the amount that they got just from the initial mint itself, like actually selling out. We were talking about how much money that is. So, you know, I can't imagine now that, like, I assume the price was where it's at to be able to budget and afford their next stages of development and the next tools and things they roll out, as opposed to really relying a lot as much on the secondary beyond this initial hype. Like, as people start getting settled in that actually want it and are going to keep it to have those tools and the access and aren't selling it as much, and then maybe the price goes down, whatever the case may be, they're not really relying on that side. I think they must have it set up now, you'd imagine, with them selling out, that they were successful in that aspect, and they're on to like that phase 2.
Yeah. Oh, welcome on to the stream here, TJ.
How's it going, guys?
So nice of you to see. Oh, he's already out there showing off the pendant. Well, we were going to do a reveal. We didn't get on the same page with that.
We've been all focused all night.
What do you mean? We posted about it.
Yeah, but we're gonna do like a whole
first
reveal.
time, you know, live on screen.
What are we, superheroes? We rip it off?
Yeah. Yep. Dude. Yeah, TJ, last kind of thoughts. Well, let's dial it back real quick. Just say hi over to everybody, TJ. Everybody's waiting for you.
Back.
Everybody's looking for you. Where's number 3 and number 35?
I saw Toe Dipper say to fire me and bring in Gordon. I saw that.
Did he? I missed that.
I said this, highlight that earlier. Yeah, I don't have those skills, Toe Dipper. I don't have that control.
I appreciate the plugs over here. TJ was gone. Rez was hitting us up in the chat right there. Smash that like button, guys. There it is. Yeah, that's a great thing. 25 of you guys, if you guys are listening right now and enjoying the content, go ahead and hit that like button, because it helps boost the algorithm in this tough bear market over here. And maybe it'll make my eye feel a little bit better. You see that, TJ?
What do you got, pink eye?
Dude, I don't know what I got. I got an infection. I went to the doctor today. So woke up this morning, I was swollen.
Did your dog fart in your pillow?
No, I don't think so. He actually slept in the other room the other night, last night. Yes. Anyway, so all right, let's get a little bit back to the comments real quick. They didn't think they would sell out. Surprised they have that floor price right now. I think the like FOMO factor kind of kicked in though too, right?
Mm-hmm.
He goes, I know it's not about the artwork, but damn, looks like the whole 10-minute spin on it. I think that was a lot of criticism from a lot of different people. And I shared that same kind of sentiment. It kind of felt like old school, like 2021 vibes of just like, hey, we got an NFT project. We need to get something out. Even though the product itself is great. And it offers a lot. You know what
the art reminds me of? Dogs on the chain.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. 100% can see that.
But this one to me, obviously, is for the utility. It's not really about the art. The art was just the access for the utility that's offering.
Yeah, nobody got these for the artwork.
Extra little bonus, yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
I bet no, there's probably some people definitely that don't say that. There's definitely a couple people that bought it.
I'm sure. I saw a bunch of posts. I saw a bunch of posts today though. The artwork always looks a lot better when the floor price is up.
Oh, absolutely. You know? That's the truest thing ever.
If I had to go for one though, if I really did like, and it was 1,500 ADA last night, and I guess maybe I should have bought it at the time, was the green lava lamp one. I really like that effect on them. So yeah, there's this one. This one was up for 1,500 ADA. This guy bought it for. Now he's got a list for 75K. This guy's going for the big zip and flip here. There's no middle ground. It's just 0 to 100 on that.
They bought it for the TapTools Pro Access Pass, Granddad Crypto.
Oh yeah. So yeah, if you're not caught up to speed on what this Tappy by TapTools is, essentially holding 5 of them gives you lifetime access to the pro features from TapTools, and holding 1 of them gets you 420 days worth of features from them. So if you do hold on your wallet, you can actually go down now. These used to be a free kind of thing. You can go to the profiler and search different wallets, different transaction histories. You can see, I like this feature right here, the hot wallets. So you can see what the most like volume and active wallets are doing, what they're trading. a little bit of insight over here.
All right,
I like this guy, the Cook over here. You can check out their handles, and you can kind of go into a little bit of like just sleuth mode over here, just like far, the blockchain never lies. It does, it's all open there, but this does it way better job exposing it for you. So I do love seeing like some of the features that they do offer for it, because the trade history is a big like telling one right here, where you can kind of see what they've been up to, what the wallet's been moving. And I was looking back at some of my old stuff too on what I was doing. I was like, damn man, like I need to stop doing that.
I did the same thing before they made it like a pro feature. I was doing the same shit last week, just looking.
Yeah, but
that was bad.
So you can kind of get insight into what some of the top wallets are doing, though, which is nice. It's like, hey, these guys are buying IUSD. They're selling their SNEC right now. They're buying Mutant. They're buying SNEC. Maybe they're selling Bank, and they're selling some Clay. It's kind of interesting to watch like what some of these guys are doing, and like how, and some of them like do a lot of different swing trades, like up. Sometimes it looks like some arbitrage too. Like sometimes I saw a wallet that was going from like Wing Riders to Min Swap back and forth, because maybe there was a price discrepancy. So yeah, it's really interesting to kind of have this data at your fingertips. And I know they're even their mint history too. You can see what they minted, which I thought was really, this guy, Fluffy Whitelist tokens by Phoenix Arena, he's really went hard on those.
75, okay.
Yeah. So the pro features are really cool. I really do like that. And it's, once they took that away too, I think maybe some people are like, damn, I really want these back.
Yeah.
I used them quite a bit. So this would make more sense to go ahead and get them.
Right.
So
Scholzy, I'm not sure on any word of the monthly subscription, because I was wondering about that for myself too, like what that fee would actually be.
I did see that basically what they said is right now they have no plans at the moment to do the monthly subscription. They're focusing mainly for the NFT holders and the people for lifetime, but not right now. Eventually they're going to go that route, is what I read. And over in the Discord. But what they did say is that the monthly fee subscriptions will be more than what the NFTs cost. And I don't know if that's monthly or I don't know. Like, right, they didn't provide clarity to that. So maybe the first option they offer you a 3-month or a 6-month or something like that, and it may cost more than $100. So I have no idea how that's going to work. And I'm sure, like with what we've seen, just because of the changes over the last like day, and how quick they are to make them, nothing's in concrete until they actually announce it, I think. So yeah, that'd be interesting though, right? That's actually pretty good. I used the profiler to see if scammers were creating tokens. It's pretty easy to tell just by looking at what wallets are associated with big buys of other scam tokens. Yeah, this is going to be very interesting for people who get good at like detective work on like figuring out people who like scam people and how they do it, and then being able to expose that kind of information. So I love what they're doing. I absolutely love the TapTools program, and I think it's a good thing for our overall economy over here for the not just DeFi but also the NFTs as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this does over time and how the community responds as far as the NFT goes, because they are holding it above the floor price right now, and they had jumped up to 760 at one point. So we'll see if they continue to go up, and if they provide utility to rare ones, who knows. But yeah, artwork I could do without, but it is what it is at this point, right? They're out. You hold one, you get access to it. So I don't really care, like I said, what it looks like for the most part, but to some DJs, it matters.
And even to the level of like, people may not rock it as a profile picture, but like if you're going to be a member and active in that community and share with other people how you're using the tools, engage with that community, it'd be a fun way to just kind of have your own kind of personality profile to differentiate yourself, as having those special ones, and just being part of certain groups and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I just thought it was funny, like this past week, and I saw multiple posts from people that were like, I don't get why you guys aren't minting this thing out, or you guys are missing out on what they have to offer. Like, if you are big on their utility and what they have to offer, then you just mint it and use their utility. Why does it matter if it sells out or not? Then you're really just at first just buying for the utility, because it wasn't the collect 5 at first, it was just the 1. Then they changed it like halfway through to the 5 thing. But I saw posts, like I said before, that complained that it wasn't minting out. Like, what does it matter? You have it. Use the utility of it.
I think they were more suggesting that if they didn't sell out and were successful, they wouldn't be able to continue on doing what they're doing.
I know, but it's like, I don't know.
That's a tough one, right? Because if they sold like 10 of those, but you got their access to their features, great, you had it, but like they couldn't continue. That's one thing versus.
Oh, they
like,
had at least like
down.
2,000 sold already, though. It's only been like 24
Yeah.
hours. People were freaking
Yeah.
out about it, but it's like this how mints have been going lately. Just been slower. Like Goofy
Yeah.
Gophers took a few days. I think it took a week to mint out. You know what I'm saying?
Mongols
Like,
took a little bit of time.
Mongols took a bit of time to mint out. Like it's just the way it is right now.
I think if you're going to do an NFT collection that's based around an already utility-based thing that people are excited to use, and the utility has already sold the product at that point, having decent artwork, gives like decent results. But having a good artwork that couples with it is where you find like that really good sweet spot. So that's just something to keep in mind, I think, for like others maybe moving forward if they want to go this route of the NFTs for their token-gated services.
No pleasing you, Tommy, huh?
So pleasing you.
Exactly, Crawfish. Exactly.
Well, TJ, you went ahead and revealed this over here already, but I feel like we should go ahead and officially do the reveal over here.
Have to at this point, right?
Yeah, we got the F35 chains are official over here, boys.
You should just wore both of them, Tommy.
I know. I should have. Tom, I still got to walk over and get you yours, but dude, shout out.
That'd have been great.
Dude, how sick are these things, right?
They're dope.
Dude, they came out so good, dude. Huge shout out to Club Mars and the team over there who have their IRL business that they actually go ahead and, they create jewelry, they create merch and all different kind of custom things for people. And they are expanding this over in the Web3 side. So we were, able to connect with Club Mars pretty early on to go ahead and get these made. And I couldn't be happier with this. These absolutely crushed this.
Quality in the case that came. I know. I've been texting Tommy like every other day, bro. Did you pick it up yet? Did you pick it up yet?
I know. Yeah. Well, dude, the boxing and stuff just kept going to like the signature request, and I was not home, and I'm like, man, I just, can I just like pick it up? And they're like, no, you have to sign. I'm like, all right, we finally got it sorted. But yeah, if you haven't already, man, like Club Mars, I know they released their NFT collection already, and I know they're getting like some of the website stuff kind of like integrated into it, and they're starting to get everything their kind of next phase for what they got working on. And on top of that, it looks like they're going cross chain too, is what they're doing recently. So I saw.
I was looking at that. Yep.
I was like, yeah, I was looking at this video because it looked like the Pokemon thing. But yeah, so they're going to be able to like, basically what they're trying to do is onboard different communities throughout the different blockchains, and they've got like they're basically a wholesale supplier, right? And the merchandise, I don't know if you ever like checked out their website. It's actually pretty dope.
Let me see your eye real quick, because someone said your eye is bad.
Oh yeah, dude.
Let me see it real quick,
bro. It's bad. Trust me, I got medicine on it, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh,
that is gnarly.
Oh, trust me, I've got the antibiotics on it already. That's what's on it right now.
Really, really high on half.
Yo, guys, dude. Yeah, that side of it is bad. Yes, if you notice why it's a little shinier on this side, it's because there's antibiotics in it already. And I'm hoping I wake up and it's not as bad. But yeah, anyway, back to the Club Mars real quick. Yeah, I know Clay Rich always there, holds all the devil good Charlotte clays, and he makes the NFT. Like it looks really cool to see him over in the necklace form. And on top of that too, they do like IRL, like I said, clothing and different branding. And it says not just NFTs too.
I think I saw Demosthenes rocking his Mallard one last week on Hash Chat shows last week.
Did he? Nice, dude.
I know Fettuccine got one too as well. I think CJ Lovelace got one. So
what's that get for his? Was it a?
There's CJ Lovelace right there.
Honestly, I don't remember what he got now. I'm glad you asked me. I really don't remember.
Oh man, look at that. You got the DJ tunes. Yeah, man. They look really cool, man. It's always, if you're searching for a project too that wants to go ahead and actually get these. Oh, look at that. We got it. We're on the website over there. That's dope.
Oh, dope. That is sick.
But yeah, if you guys are looking to get anything custom made over there, you're able to go over to the website. But also you're going to be able to, I guess, stake and get different, accumulate different tokens and things like that for holding the NFTs. That'll get you discounts and different things that'll be able to use on this website as well.
I thought you were about to say for having custom jewelry from them.
No. Although I do believe that
every day you wear it, you accumulate tokens.
Did it come in that sick Club Mars case, Tommy?
Oh, yeah.
No, the big bucket. No, it came with this. Like, this is what it came with. Yeah.
Oh, it didn't come in that like little lockbox thing?
It did not. No.
Which makes sense. Those are still very nice.
Yeah. Shout out to Club Mars, man. That was really, really nice of them. And it came out super, super dope. But all right, moving on TJ, I think we can officially go ahead and start this. Yeah, you want to dial it back into what it is that we were talking about this week, and that is summer 2023. I was telling Tom, summertime starts actually on Wednesday this week, the 21st, officially. And with that being said, there's we're gonna a lot of projects are heating up for this summer run right now. And more specifically, we're looking at projects we're looking forward to that are potentially going to be ones you want to keep your eye on. What are you giggling about?
Your good eye or which one? Because everyone keeps talking about your eye now in chat.
Dude, yeah. I told Tom I was going to move it over to this side, the camera. Maybe we can move it on this side. So everybody
give him his good side, yeah.
I can only turn left. How about this?
In between.
Yeah, guys. Yeah. Actually, if you do it on this side, it's not as bad. Actually, it's fucking terrible either way. But we're just gonna have to let it ride, right?
That's funny.
I was like, nobody's gonna notice tonight.
Eddie Z was like, I was gonna mention the eye, but I wasn't sure. That's not me. I thought it was a filler on or something.
A filter? Oh, jeez. Yeah. Filter fish. Well, speaking of projects that are getting a little hot this summer, what are you looking forward to, guys? I know that we got a lot on our list tonight we're going to go through, and a lot of people over in chat and over in the comment section of Twitter, we'll take a look at some of those as well. But I don't know. It feels like NFTs, they're starting to kind of get hot again after all these little meme coins that have been taken off.
100%.
That's refreshing because it's been pretty stale the past month or so NFT wise because of all the meme coins and stuff. So I'm excited to see everyone getting back on the horse of NFTs again.
Well, it's like the money had to roll over, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it'll ever get back to like exactly where it was. We're just seeing that kind of run of projects coming up and that kind of like run of projects selling out. But I just do think that people are getting more interested again. And also just, I assume it's similar to us, where we've been kind of in a drought ourselves. Like, what do we mint? So when something comes out, it kind of got full attention right away because
I don't think it'll have
some attention. You can't not give it any attention. Depending on what we got going on, for sure. There's like no way to not look at it when there's not a lot coming out.
It's hard to say. I don't think we'll have that 2021 effect again where everything was just brand new and everyone was just minting everything and flipping everything. I don't think it'll have that same effect. But I do think, obviously, the products that have been here, like you were saying, people are going to start to trickle in and buy those projects, the established ones that have been here now for a year, 2 years plus, that are continuously working and putting out posts and updates for the community. The newer ones are going to have a little bit of a tougher time, but I know there is going to still be hype around some new projects for sure.
Oh yeah, you're going to see the stuff like Tappy or something from an established group that's been inside the space, or somebody that's already been building that gets the attention of people. Versus the ones that have also been building in that meantime where they initially minted and their products haven't come out yet, and they're kind of going into that next phase. That's some of the stuff that we're going to be looking at a little bit tonight, and then just from a lot of established projects that are kind of going into their next phase. But if you look over here, the NFT volume has jumped back up to 1.61 million ADA. Which we were trending down into like the 300,000 range. So it's nice to see that.
If I had a bet, I would say it's probably Goofy, Gophers, Mutants, and TapTools this weekend.
Well, the top 24 trending NFTs over here, you got TapTools, obviously. Ape Society, Mutants had a big run today because of their announcement. Obviously, Goofy, Gophers went on a huge run over the weekend as well. And you're kind of seeing some others. I know Ori Mob's been kind of taking off. Mallard Order's been slowly getting on there. There's a bunch of stuff that's really been making the rise. Crocs, Cardano Croc Club. We haven't really talked about them much, but people in the chat comments
talk about them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I was just digging into them, so we'll probably dive into that a little bit later as well. But the first one up has to be Society Summer. It'd be hard to not start the summer trail without the Ape Society over here because they've been gearing up. Getting their landmarks online, and everybody's kind of just been patiently waiting. They had that huge run last year, jumped up to almost 16,000 ADA floor, had retraced, kind of went a little into hibernation mode, but not really. They were just went into kind of building mode. And on top of that, you're starting to see that floor price that was hovering like right around 5,000 ADA, and that's now approaching its way back up to close to 7K. I don't know, guys. Have you been paying attention? That we talked about Levy Finance, and they did just drop.
Let's say no Society token went up too.
Everything, yeah, right. So if you go back to, I love using Tap. This is the great part about TapTools over here is we can go through all this stuff.
I use the shit out of TapTools. Not gonna lie, I do.
Yeah, Society actually jumped up over here over in the last few days.
Wow, that's a nice little jump. I did not see that.
Yeah, from 6 cents all the way up to 0.1 again. So I think at their height they were like in the 0.3s something, maybe even 0.4 at the high. So this is not only on the DeFi side of things for them, but the NFT side as well, or not the NFT side, the DeFi side. And the main one of the reasons,
gotcha.
Yeah. One of the main reasons and drivers for that is the announcement of their different landmarks. And they had announced the plunge, which we had talked about a little bit, which is kind of like a gamified stake pool a little bit. So you can kind of gamble your ADA for a big, large prize. Again, anybody can use that. It's a fun way for people to get involved in their ecosystem, and it benefits the different cabin holders too in that district.
Gambling ADA or Society?
Gambling ADA. Did I say Society?
No, you said ADA, just making sure.
Okay, yeah. I know I always do that every now and then. But the other part of this was the levy finance, which we talked about over on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. And this is interesting because it's basically a peer-to-peer lending protocol. But this one is that kind of benefits the people looking to borrow because they get competitive loans from different lenders where they have to compete with each other versus like just having, hey, I got a loan here. They kind of like undercut the floor a little bit is what it ends up happening, because if they don't give a good enough offer, somebody else can come right in and the borrower can just pick and match up with the best one. You're not going to take obviously a cheaper offer if somebody's offering a little bit of a higher one. So
it's like TaskRabbit, but for loan sharks. That's what it reminds me.
Yes, that's what we were talking about, right? Well, the interesting part about this too is that instead of having to sell, it solves a problem that a lot of times when people want liquid, what do? They dump the floor of their project because they need liquidity fast.
Yep.
And all that does is just tank certain projects and people. That's why the flipping culture kind of exists, right? It's just make a quick buck so you can move on to the next. But there's certain projects where people want to go ahead and hold on to certain things, and especially the ones that do well and have a high floor, right? You don't want to necessarily always sell that. So this gives you a way to go ahead and actually be able to borrow against that using the NFT as a collateral and being able to pay the loan off and getting your NFT back. And we've seen this before. This isn't a revolutionary thing or anything like this. Lending ponds been
different
out.
With now it's not like controlled by one company that's giving out those rates and making those decisions. It's like something that could be picked up kind of on the fly by whoever it is.
It's just being it's a little easier each and every time with these different ones. And the interesting part with this one is that they set the interest rates on these, and the lending period I believe is like locked to like 2 weeks for what it is. So the interest rates are set by them, which is
that is interesting.
Yeah, and basically you can go ahead and be able to borrow. You can it's all smart contract enabled. So if you guys are looking to borrow something, you basically sign a transaction and you basically take out your NFT and they send you over the ADA. And assuming that you pay it back on time, you just pay the interest and that's done. If you're lending on the other side, you get a chance to go ahead and send out an offer for whatever it is that you're looking to lend. And if somebody accepts it, then it gets taken out when that offer is accepted. So in the meantime, you can see your ADA still being staked in your wallet. And
I actually haven't read into this. Is there the separate fee for the ape holders?
So they
percentage wise.
Yeah, well, we're getting there. But yes, there's no, and it has to do with your CODIS, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you have different stamp levels over there, you get different fee. There's different fee structures and discounts over there for people who hold the CODIS stuff. So, or if you do 50, 400, 1500 loans, things like that, it gives you the upgrades to your stamp level. So you want to be using a wallet that holds. You want to be using a wallet that holds a CODIS, and that's kind of why they were kind of pushing I know at the time it felt kind of weird, now I'm starting to kind of see the vision a little bit better, I guess. Why they pushed out 10,000 of these and why the mint price was what it was is because they're trying to get people involved in their ecosystem, even if they didn't have the ape. This was able to use their ecosystem, get their society token from doing it, and get a little bit of an advantage if they were able to kind of level this stuff up, which is making those gold passports look a lot better the more that this stuff starts to kind of come out, in my opinion, because it upgrades everything to level 3 right away, which is interesting. So
that is pretty as far as getting advantage early on to be like one of the top ones. That's actually very interesting.
So the level 3 requirement is 500,000 ADA. You need to have traded, or I think I'm reading this wrong.
Yeah, so basically, if you want to get to level 3, you need either 1,500 loans to be able to interact with it,
Right.
or a 500,000 ADA in volume. So it would take a while for you to get up to that. Again, I don't know how. That's a lot. Actually.
Just obviously, that's just to get to that fee of 0.75. That's really essentially what you want to get to. Step level 3 is a cheaper fee.
Right.
Okay.
So, just really curious, how much like the lending actually takes place. Like we don't know. We've heard a couple stories here and there about people that have used those other lending services, and normally it's like something that's made upon they have an approved list, and that service is the one that's going to be making that lending that data out. So in this case, it's really dependent on the community stepping up, or if people aren't interested in being lenders, if they just are like, oh, that's cool, that's a great idea. I can see if people want that, sure. I have no interest in taking anyone's NFTs and backing them. There's other people I'm sure that will see this as a smart way to get some NFTs, maybe for a cheaper rate. It may play it really well. So I'm just curious to see how people respond in the community on who ends up getting the advantage, where the bigger plays being made on which side.
Yeah,
I think. I don't know. I mean, obviously, if you got big bags and you hold rare NFTs, especially the people who own, multiple apes, you can take out a decent amount of loans real quick, assuming you pay back the interest rates on those. The interesting part too, right, is that 2-week period goes up. The borrower, the lender has the option to foreclose the loan, essentially, which that means is they do that in the smart contract. That's when it pulls the NFT out of your wallet. Or they can negotiate terms a little bit. And if you have the Levy Pro aspect, or Levy Pro membership, I guess, for this, you can also extend the duration of your loan. So you basically have to stake 7,500 society tokens to upgrade this. And I did see, there was a little bit of a controversy, and I don't know where it ended. But I don't know if you guys saw a post over from AF from Dead Pixels, kind of just shooting a shot over them, basically saying that we have to, in order for a project that wants to receive royalties from this platform, they have to go ahead and stake to the liquidity pool for their society token. He's like, that seems absurd. But then the other end of this is well, they're giving you royalty. They didn't have to do that. These people who bought your NFT originally, that was where it ended. Essentially, once it's been traded. But if you want to keep earning stuff on top of that without have people trading it on the secondary market, you just have to participate. It's just totally optional. And then you can also get a percentage of your royalties from here for people who are active. So I don't know what that was about. That came out of nowhere the other day. But interesting stuff. Different collections too. 600 million ADA to society liquidity pool. So I don't remember what the exact fee is, and I'm not going to pretend that I know what that is. But basically, they have to go ahead and contribute to this liquidity pool as far as being a collection in order to take advantage of these royalty fees for this. So
I do like the more and more projects are offering a lending service. I think Tom was saying that because it includes different people of the Cardano community. Whoever doesn't have or holds a certain project, hopefully they'll have a lending service that you can utilize and use. Because I know Mallard has one now. I mean, now Ape Society. I know there's a couple other ones. I'm just kind of blanking out here, but I know there is a few that are offering that now, which I think is great.
Yeah,
not everyone's going to have an Ape Society or even a Coda. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad there's other offers too that you can go and do that.
100%. Yeah, because obviously, if you don't hold their stuff and you have another project that's worth quite a bit, this is a great way to go ahead and be able to, like I said, that's the whole point, is they want people outside of the apes to interact with this. That is the point of this. And it drives value back to the apes and to the society token itself. And that's why they're starting to go off on the DeFi summer kind of thing, is because everything goes back to their hub, right? They're building this whole DeFi ecosystem built through this NFT community that has all kinds of different builders and different people inside the space that know a lot of, have a lot of different talents, I'd say. Because some are artists, some are different DeFi experts. I always listen to Shield too. He put a great thread out about what the landmarks are and why they're the primary kind of value driver for all these different NFTs and the cabins and all this stuff. And I know there's 11, I believe, landmarks that are out there. And not all of them have been announced yet either. So like I said, they could come up with something new, and tomorrow, this could take off even further. And I think that's what a lot of people are banking on right now.
Yeah, no, I love that they keep things they keep ways to not only improve their project, to add on to what they're actually doing, continue development, meet their goals, but also these things they've added in that continue to add value to just the people that are holding on, because they believe that it will go somewhere and they'll have those kind of returns, and they continue to like show that.
Absolutely. Like, I mean, if you bought in on a district with a little question mark, obviously the heat signature over here with the more red is the more, hot district. And that's just for something like, imagine like these are some of the things like levy finance doesn't really seem like too big of a one for cabin holders. But then you look at something maybe like, I don't know where the plunge is right here. That's a hot one, right? Because if somebody, that gamified aspect of whatever those staking rewards are, especially if more ADA gets staked to that stake pool and it, say they make 20,000 ADA or whatever it is, right? That's all split up between a percentage of that goes back to the cabin holders in that district. So just even having something there is beneficial to be a part of. So it's really cool how they've done this. And there's been a lot of thought that's gone behind this. And I'm looking forward to seeing where it kind of goes from there, because there's a lot of different things that they're still building and stuff that we have no clue about that, like I said, could change the game.
They're always like 10 steps ahead, even when we're trying to guess what they're coming up with or doing. So they've been surprising people all the time.
Mm-hmm. And interesting too, because I know they went in-house too with their dev work. They swapped over away from ADA Anvil, and they went with they're building it all in-house. They have Avatar Nick over there on their team, and he's the one that was over at Saturn NFT, and it's now building with this new Aiken. I'm assuming that's got to be Aiken, right? It's not. That's how I've heard others pronounce it other ways, but that's got to be Aiken, right? You heard that? Oh, I was waiting for somebody to say that. You guys are
it was too simple. That was way too obvious. It's not even a good one.
Hey yo,
Share says, are people going to use loans plus everyone building on their lending service? I don't know, not interested. That's what I was saying before, though. I think that a lot of projects, if they don't make that your bread and butter of your project, I think it's just a nice little extra that projects can offer as a lending service, because not everyone's going to have an Ape Society. Everyone's going to have a Mallard Order because they offer a lending service too. It's just nice that another project is offering a lending service available for people if they wanted to use it. I know people have used lending services before. We just don't hear about it all the time because, people who are taking loans, you don't really want to announce it all the time.
I don't think it's as popular because it's always been a pain in the ass, I think, for most. Like, most people don't want to deal with it because it seems too complicated. But I think the easier it is, like, right, you just sign in, like, hey, I want this. This is available right now. I can go ahead and get 2,000 ADA for my NFT, and I only got to pay back, I don't know, 250 ADA over 2 weeks. That's easy for me because there's a new project or a new whatever coming out, and I think I can make a good flip on it. So I think
it would have been a great example for this one with the Tappy with TapTools, like where you were just like, 420 ADA, I kind of got everything tied up. I actually bought all in on Ron. That shit tanked on me. I'm fucked now. What am I gonna do? And it's like, let me just pull this out 420 for a couple of my NFTs, make that move, and then you could have sold it right away. Now you're back up. You pay that off. You're good to go.
And you have Mulgakongz coming out. You might see people start taking loans out for that one too.
Or on top of that, you get a quick little run up on anything. Especially if you have a conviction in something, like that's a perfect way for people to go ahead and like kind of even gamble a little bit more on this. So it provides value.
Project, we might be talking about a little later tonight. I don't know how much we can get into, but we might be taking some getting some money lent to us.
Oh, I'm
really?
Yeah, if we're gonna need to load up on ADA.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll hear about that later then, I guess.
I'd love to know what that is right now. You surprised me.
Really? Come on. It should be so obvious.
I'm not obvious right. Yeah, but
there's not that many projects we plan on talking about. Got a couple of curveballs in there, but.
All right. Well, let's go with a guaranteed strike right down the middle right here. Nice fastball. How about Mallard Order?
Heyo.
Mallard Order has been one that we've obviously talked about quite a bit, and actually at this time last year, I think we were just getting our real introduction into it, right, TJ? We were on a live stream on F35 Live and catching it there right when it first started.
Yeah, I think was it this time last year?
Was that when? Had you already got your invitation by that time?
I got an invitation May 22nd because I made a reminder.
So it was even earlier,
to make a post, and I forgot to make a post about it.
That's crazy that it was that long. I remember it was like one of the first live streams because we were still running the OBS stuff at that time. Yep. And Tom, I don't know where you were during one of those streams. It was like when you were out or something.
Yeah, it was that one I missed when I was in the Carolinas.
Yes. So that was the time where TJ, I think it was Wurs, or somebody had alerted you, right?
Was it Wurs that came on?
I know it was somebody that like told you about.
In
Hey, go
chat,
check
in
out.
chat.
Oh, yeah. Words told me about Mallard Order. Yes, Words did.
Yeah. So that's what it was. So we got a chance to see them like right from the come up on the start. TJ got the letter. We were a little salty. I bought in. Tom eventually bought in when we were doing the challenges before they actually mint came out. They minted out. Mint came out. Rest was kind of history. Demos as soon as he got on Twitter, man, that was the end of it.
Shiny said, "Where's I don't talk about Larry."
There was a lot of people that that felt that same sentiment. But to be fair, they were kind of like the pioneer for that. So I don't blame you guys because those were free airdrops.
That was crazy. Yeah, I was
money
out of control when that was happening. We were just like, this is nuts. Like what is going on? This is free.
But to be fair though, too, like it was kind of like in mystery too. This project, nobody really knew like what it was, right? It was in that era of like there was a lot of scam projects going on, so this was they were kind of being ominous. Nobody knew who they were, and it was just like you got this free thing, and all of a sudden it became like 500 ADA worth of stuff. Like I'll take 500 ADA. We were in a bear market kind of going into it at that time too, so can't blame you guys.
No,
but the people they quickly proved that if you were hold on to their assets, they reward their holders, and that's one thing that did happen. As the not only the mint but the relics that everybody who held one of those letters was able to get airdropped. So they're getting ready to go into their next phase right here. And we kind of talked about it on the podcast last week, all the different announcements. Their Raiders Guild, hopefully we've done here before the end of the month. They got their merch and print shop that's coming online. They got their comics, which they're teasing all these new like drawings and things like this. This is actually today. I don't know if you guys saw this video. It has a loop. And I was wondering, because there's no sound on this. And you know the Mallard Order, they don't just do things just to do things. These, sure enough, I haven't gotten to this point yet, and I wonder if anybody in the community has. I just haven't paid attention. But they dropped this thing. It says the Mallards draw their powers from the sacred chamber known as the Sanctum of Rune. And inside of this little rune that is this text, and it looks very familiar to some of the stuff that we've decoded in the past. So I wonder if anybody's decoded what these letters are, what this phrase or whatever it is that's hovering around this thing, because I would assume that this video isn't as long as it is without getting a full pass through to be able to read the whole thing.
I'm check chat out. Even think of that because I have not seen that yet today.
So yes, they dropped this, and I don't know if anybody over in chat has got a chance to actually dive into this. And I'm sure there's a bunch of smart people inside this community. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have to go dive into chat for this and pull the little key up and see exactly what it says.
I just thought they have a shit ton of stuff coming out within the next few weeks. They have a lot of stuff coming at us.
Well, they got 60 days pretty much left or something they said until like the phase 3 like transformation stuff's kind of coming online. So yes. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. But not only that, but they've been posting a lot of the comic stuff too. And this stuff just looks really cool.
It does look really good.
Yeah, finally getting into some more of the lore and like where everything what their actual story is. They set it all up great.
Well, I want to know who's actually writing the story for this or the lore for it. I know Boxor is doing the art. Well, yeah, I know, but who's like mostly doing all the writing for this? I'm very curious about that.
I don't know. We need to get Demos back on the show.
I would think Demosthenes would be writing it, but who knows if he actually has the time to do it. I'm sure he'd like to.
Yeah.
I'm sure they all got involved with this at some point, right? But one thing that was interesting too, because he was kind of getting on a little tweet spree over here, was he said, imagine if our comics were sold in actual local indie comic shops with a little dot.
Imagine.
So what if they, what if they go to a Comic-Con or something like that too with some of this stuff, right?
That's what they always want to do. They want to be branded in Web 2 stuff as well. They really want to bridge that gap. And I think they will be movers of that for sure with what they have going on.
Yeah, I think I know they're gearing up to kind of go on all fronts too. It's not just the NFT side. They've got a bunch of different things in the chamber, and the comic stuff is an interesting aspect to that, where they could kind of grow a whole different following over here. Like
yes,
and he said the choices you make will shape the story of where we go. And it says, like, this was something they posted: recite this prayer to show acceptance of the ancestors' continued presence, then receive their blessing. It's got a name over there, Jocasta. I don't know. Like I said, there's more and more of the comic that's starting to kind of come online. And if you look up here, I'm just a little sleuth detective that I am just looking right now as I can zoom this in. See, there's a little magnifying glass, the left, right, and like a zoom in. This has got to be like I assume part of the actual comic itself. It looks like there's more than one page there. And
Yeah, they
wouldn't
probably
as
already
many-
have like a quote unquote beta comic that they've been messing around with that are
I would
in
think so.
development.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They're clicking through.
doing quite
Mr.
a bit, yeah.
Detective.
Yep.
Good job,
Oh,
Sherlock. Way to figure it
Yep.
out.
Hey, that's why that little magnifying glass is right there. Oh man, yo, shout out. We haven't gotten back to chat. What's chat talking about over here? Let's dial back to the chat for a second.
Dial back to the chat.
Definitely using my own magnifying glass. I'm not sharing with Tommy right now.
Yeah, I definitely would not recommend over there. I see some goofy Gophers, which don't worry, we're about to get next to them over here next. DJ Zero action from Yummi Universe, GM. Yummy's on the set list.
They are on
Set list tonight. Ooh, I'm excited to talk about them actually. Is Mallard trying to make a comic from their project? Yes, that's part of their roadmap. They're doing their artist Boxlord is actually doing a lot of the comic work for them. And this is going to be integrated into their lore and their story, and it's going to be an interactive comic too. So it apparently kind of teased also that maybe they sell this at local shops. I don't know where they kind of go with this, but that is one aspect of the roadmap. Yes, for them. And then obviously with these ominous posts right here, and he did say that stuff would be right in front of our face. So I have no idea what the next phase goes with these invitation letters, because they keep talking about the back of the letter and what's on the back of the stuff. And
are you gonna transform a duck? And if so, which one?
Yes, I'll probably get rid of my bowl cut guy.
What?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get rid of my bowl cut.
I mean, I guess he's probably the least rare of them all.
Yeah, that's probably why I would do that.
Have you guys ever read comics?
But I have, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
Like, I just
but not like like I don't know, hardcore.
Not yes. I wasn't like
I never really gotten any when I was little, and I just didn't have, I guess, like a friends group that read comics, so I was never around them.
Yeah.
But I am, as I've gotten older, I've gotten and read some I read through The Boys and some graphic novels, I guess you'd call them adult comics, whatever the fuck they call them. So I'd be interested to see what they come up with, just because we've already liked their aesthetic so much, their theme and everything that they've kind of developed. So as far as what they get into in the comic would be very interesting.
Yeah, because I actually, you bring that up, a good point, Tom. I actually wanted to get into the Invincible comics. I really like the show.
Yeah,
definitely wanted to read up on that one.
I definitely think too, like
Disney's Invincible.
No, it's it's on Prime.
Elastigirl.
Yes, from Incredibles.
Oh, that's what
There you go.
Yeah, Incredibles.
There you go.
Thank you.
I'd be very
about J.K. Simmons. Yeah, the one with the dad.
Yes,
I think the
keep cutting off
interesting.
Tommy.
I'm cutting off.
I said,
cutting off?
I said keep cutting off Tommy every time.
Another one.
He focuses.
He's
Thought I had him.
muted. Dang, that eye is looking mean, dude.
He looks like what's his name from Mortal Kombat, Kano.
He does
That's pretty good,
I hate that so much.
I'm just messing around with that. But no, so I was gonna say that the interesting part for the burn thing, TJ, you had me thinking about that just now, is it gonna be just wipe a completely new duck, or is it gonna take the traits from the one that you burn?
If I remember correctly, I could be wrong. I could have swore he said it's not actually burning your duck. You can swap them back and forth. I don't remember if you're completely getting rid of the duck.
No,
I could be wrong about that, but I don't think it's affecting the quantity of how many's in there, the collection at all.
I don't. It's not gonna. Well,
I don't remember. I have to go back to because we literally talked about this like 6 months ago now.
Wasn't there like 1,500? There could only be like 1,500 or something.
There's only 1,500 of them, yes, but I don't think you're burning a duck.
Well, because that would make sense for the schools of thought. There's 5 of them right now, right? Which 5 of them make the 6,500. So you're gonna burn another one to make a 6th school of thought to get your last 1,500. I don't know what that's gonna do.
I don't remember.
But either way, I kind of hope it's like a free for all. That way we can kind of get rid of some of the floor ducks, and you can just keep the ones you want. But if I had to burn one, then yeah, that's gonna be a little bit tougher of a choice. I don't know.
I don't
what are you gonna do,
one.
TJ?
Me, I don't want to burn one.
I know, right?
Because I don't think
when you see that new artwork, though, you might.
Yeah, but see, if I can keep my duck, if I can keep it, if I'm not actually burning it, sending it to a wall to get rid of, I might do the slime one. I want to see what kind of transformation the slime would be if I can keep my slime. Now, if I have to get rid of my slime, that's a whole different ball game we're talking here.
Yeah.
Fair,
well,
very fair.
You can get a bundle right now over on the Relics for $9.45 is the cheapest that I see here.
Is it cheaper to buy them into? Yeah, it probably is cheaper to buy.
Yeah, it's $175 a piece right now. So yeah, a little bit. It's pretty close, but yes. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, definitely better to do the bundle actually if you're looking to get one. So yeah, you need to hold in order to burn. You're gonna need to have a Mallard, and you're gonna need to have all 5 of the different individual relics right here. So if you guys are looking to get in now, I don't know, before they do any sneak peeks, I can imagine a little nafafa out here that the price of these may not always be as cheap as they are now, especially if the artwork is a hit. So why that's a summer pick for us is because their stuff's kind of coming online. They're getting into that next phase. And yeah, you can see the price of Mallards themselves are just starting to kind of go up a little bit as well. And then who knows, where's the letters at too right now?
I think they're sub 2,000, maybe just, yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've seen these things go as high as like 5,000 before. So shout out to CNFT BTC for holding it down on the big letter buys early on. We thought he was crazy. Remember we thought he was crazy for buying it for like over 2,000.
I was going to say that when we brought them up, when they first came out, and TJ, you're like, oh yeah, that Mallard project. They gave me a letter. I don't know what it's for. I have no idea. We're just like, whatever. And I did not buy in at all. I was like, no, people don't give stuff away for free. Like, they want something from me, TJ. It's gonna be a scam. Watch, they're gonna drain your wallet. I'm sure he made jokes like that. Like, watch, you're gonna get on and all your stuff's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
I'm sure we were joking around about that, and look where it's come to now.
Oh yeah. Well, I think right now the crazy part they just announced was that they just hit 1 million in secondary volume for the letters on a free airdrop. So that's pretty crazy to have that much secondary volume on something that they didn't even sell you. They just gave it to you for free. That just shows the power of this thing. Basically, within a year, it did that. So all the royalties generated that all went back to the holders of the invitation letters. They didn't take anything for the royalties. It all went back to the community. So what a example, I think, and a kind of a pioneer inside of our space over here to be able to really do something that was for the community and just meant for them, and really get back and let the community really value that. And the project gave value to the things the people who were early.
Absolutely.
100%, especially to like keep rewarding people that held for as long as people have.
And still to this day, there's only 7 of these things listed right now out of the 500, which goes to show like how rare these things really are.
Well, it just shows too that project was always bigger than NFTs, quote unquote, essentially. Like they have bigger plans than just these NFTs, right? They have bigger plans for themselves as a business and bigger plans for us as the community. They really do value what we say, and they really, take in consideration what we have in mind that we want to see happen with the Mallard Order. So always appreciated from them.
Yeah. Well, they do know how to provide value. Like we've seen even from the BTC, the Soul Shards, where it was not even on Cardano, but if you were one of the holders on Cardano, it was even right now, the floor right now, $29.99. So everything they've done, all their collections, everything, there's been a really good amount of like value return for anybody who's held on to their assets. So big shout out to the Mallard Order. Looking forward to what the end of this month, how that Raiders Guild goes up and live, and then get to see some of the merch in the print shop. And I also know that they're going to be over on the road to NFT LV with CNFT BTC and them over in Vegas and Reno on July 7th to 8th. So keep an eye out for that if you guys are looking to get going. Cool. Yeah, they had a good interview over on CB's channel. So make sure to go check that out. Well,
actually, Crawfish, their royalties go right back to the holders for the letters. They don't get any of those royalties. They give it all back to us.
Yeah, so you're saying a fun fact was 0% royalty, 100% would have gone back. Yeah, I think what was the letter royalty? Is there 10% maybe? I can't remember the exact amount.
I don't remember what it is, but they don't take any of it. It goes right back to the giveaway.
Yeah, within the community. Yep.
Whatever they earned went straight back. Either they used to do like daily ADA giveaways, they did like NFT giveaways, they did all kinds of different stuff. But whatever that money that they raised was always given back to the holders. They didn't take any of that for the team.
Yep.
It's amazing to see how far now, like what their floor is at.
Right.
I always forget how few there actually are of them.
Yeah, there's only 500, so it's interesting.
I know,
right?
We were just saying that, but it really does. Like I always, even like 2,000 or something. I don't know why that's always just been in my head. And then you look and it's like, damn, and there's like 3 for sale. I know, I remember we just looked at, but whatever. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I said, this is still one of my favorite things from them. Is this duck right here, man? I forget the name of it right there, but yeah. Shout out to the Mallard Order, and I'm looking forward to the end of this month when that Raiders Guild goes live. I'm sure it's going to push into the next phase, and then eventually when we get to see those transformation ducks, who knows? Because there's been a lot of big sales and stuff going lately too over there. I've seen a lot of people like selling some rare ones for some high dollar values. So
I got that shard, right, Tom?
something's bruising. I still got the shard. Still have the shard.
Crawfish, but it's all like a psychological thing, though, right? Like if you're excited to enter a giveaway and you want to win, like you get excited when you win something. If they just had 0% royalties when you would sell a letter and you got the money back essentially anyway, man, that's cool. But the psychological factor of it would be like you want to win. That's the whole thing of the giveaway. You want to win that 8 all for yourself. You want to win all that 8 that everyone put in there, a pool essentially to get.
Well,
I think that's where it comes into play.
The invitation holders have like their own like holders chat too, and then they also on top of that, they've also been able to vote on certain things too, on how they want that ADA distributed back to them. There's been community votes inside the Discord, so if they were like, "Hey, should we sell this to buy something more? Should we give it all away, or should we do this?" And
right.
they ran it. Yeah, they used to run the votes to the holders and let them make the decision. So I think it's very fair for the way that they've done it, and it was a very smart move. So. But I think I see. Let's make a little pivot. We see some Yummi people over there. We'll jump a project over here and get back to some others. But Yummi,
a little bit, been a while, old friend,
right? They're starting to wake up a little bit, and a lot of people have been asking them to wake up. And I know them. It's one of the things where it's like once you may not hear from them all the time, but when you do, it's usually some big news and stuff that they've got planned. And not only did we get some sneak peeks, so we've got like full information in a Medium article detailing some updates to the actual carts. We don't have a release date yet, but they've started to tease us with different previews, and it all kind of stems from this Medium article they released a couple days ago. Some changes happening.
Yummi tokens been pumping too since their announcements.
Right. Well, the one thing that's like Ray said, everybody kind of goes dormant. Everybody kind of forgets about what everybody's building in this time frame, and I know it's easy to be like, wow, they haven't done anything in a while. Well, it's like some things, it depends on what it is that they're building, obviously, but that stuff doesn't just happen overnight. So in the meantime, they've been able to give us some updates over the last few days on what they've got working on or what they've been working on. And it sounds like they're heating up for this summer as well, and they're one to watch. Their 30,000 card packs that they originally were going with has now been reduced down to 10,000 just due to market sentiment from what we kind of are gathered right now. And these founders packs, they want them to be exclusive. That was the other part too. So they felt that the market wasn't, going to take, be eager to snatch up 30,000 of these. Then they wanted this to be more exclusive. So they reduced it down to 10,000 for a more reasonable number, which is there's 5,000 of each pack to make up the 10,000. So 5,000 Eternal Darkness and 5,000 Shining Light. And it's a whitelist mint essentially for people who own the 10K Narus and the seasonal Narus. So one thing that you're going to be able to do is if you hold the OG Yummi, you can mint one pack, and you can choose which pack it is. It's not just it's not both of them, and it's not automatically assigned. You get to choose as long as there is availability for it. And the other part too is if you own a seasonal, it's a 4-to-1 mint. So essentially, if everybody was able to claim, there'd be 12,500 of these. So they're banking on the fact there's either multiple in different wallets or unused wallets that people aren't paying attention to anymore. So they're saying if they're gambling, betting on the fact that there's going to be about 10,000 of these. But should more people claim it than they are, there will be a little bit more, and they're going to be able to adjust. But I don't think that's going to happen either. So
yeah, you're never going to see everyone show up like that, especially like you said, just with the price of the packs themselves. With whatever they're going to end up being. When it does come time to roll out the mint. I just can't see or imagine everyone being able to mint the full amount.
I was reading the public part, Tommy.
What were you doing?
I was reading the public. Yeah, because that's why I zoned out. I was like reading it with that and saying you scrolled up like son of a bitch.
I zoned out after Tommy said heating up for the summer, to be honest.
You guys want to heat up for the summer?
You said that totally serious too.
Yeah.
Well, no, because that makes you think like it gives more value to the seasonals again.
I just like the seasonal. That makes sense. They're like what their the logic there is. You're gonna have one of each season, so 4 is a reasonable number to ask for. I think that works out well, and then I think it really is getting back to, like we were just talking about the invitation holders, making sure that those people that bought in all the way back when we did aren't forgotten about. That the ones that have those one of ones or those the actual Naru drop, they're still being taken care of. They're still being like, you know, the main part that was like still the focus.
Yeah,
I think open these packs, man, on stream. We gotta definitely do that for sure.
Yeah,
this is what I was talking about needing some extra money for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's
what I was talking about, getting some money.
That lending service that we were
What do you
definitely
think I was talking about?
100%, boys. We're definitely doing that.
So the important part to remember about this is that this is not going to be funded in Yummi. You're not going to spend Yummi to get the first set of cards. This will be done in ADA. They haven't announced the price yet for that, and they haven't announced the mint date yet. But this will be a last funding round for them, because they did post that over on the Twitter, kind of announcing that they had like a big thread, I think it was a few days ago. How do I just get out of this? But basically what they were saying is that they're about 80% done with the disc or the card game right now, and they're using the remaining funding from this this mint to be able to kind of put the final touches on the game itself. So they did. Let me find that thread right now, because that thread was actually really good.
It says like 75% done or something, or what did it say? Or
80% complete.
80%. All right, there we go.
Yep. So you can kind of get a little sneak preview over here. We can kind of look at the game, what they've got going.
That's really cool.
Click it does look very good. You want to see? Oh, super zoom.
Super zoom.
There you go.
I like that.
Zoom.
And boom, boom. We can get a little sneak peeks of some of the cards right here too. I don't know if there's any that we haven't seen yet on this. It definitely reminds me of like maybe like a, I don't know, a Hearthstone or like even Wolves of Rome recently when we've been watching that. We're playing. Looks like you got like mana and stuff they were saying. I was reading on this, so it's definitely gonna be like a turn-based game, and you can kind of see the animations going on. So I think that's part of the reason why they want to get some of that stuff polished to finalize the game. They don't want to just release something kind of half-assed. So you've got trainers, you've got moves, and you've got cards, which are all going to be 3 different sets of stuff. And I don't know the exact count of what the card pack is yet, but I know it's not going to just be one card you pull from that. So I'm assuming it's going to be a combination of the 3.
One card, say you're done. Round over.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Game over. Literal 1v1.
Yeah. So, and then obviously all this stuff's going to be able to be traded, and it's all playable in game. So it's not only is it meant to trade and collect and get rares and things like that, you can sell those and do that, but you can also play the game and be able to battle and have some fun. So
cool if it was like trading within the game, like you used to do with the Game Boy back in the day. Hook up the
I'd imagine that's like works to get some sort of interface feel. Right,
yeah,
the NFTs right there within there.
Or like a request, like I want this card. I'll trade whatever I have to get it.
You know, I can't imagine they wouldn't.
So can you do like the Game Boy, like was it the Link?
The Link where you pull it apart? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Just let's pull out the cord right in the middle of them.
And you get
duplicate it. Yep. Or you just duplicate them. Yeah. Yeah. No, that looks really good. I'm excited to see where this kind of goes from here, because I know it's been a while since we've got a real like quality update, even since we talked to them back in January this year. So it's been a little while. And then on top of that, they've also got a Discord game demo coming soon. So they basically got 3 games. They got this card game that's coming out. They have the Discord game that you're going to be able to interact and win some stuff with Yummi, and get some like cosmetic stuff they said inside of just the Discord alone. And then finally is that last like playable game that they've announced, that's kind of farther out. These are kind of the first 2 things in their development cycle. So 3 different things going on here. And then monster Dex updates. I think maybe that's what it is, that people are buying up some of the Yummi right now.
Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting.
We'll see. So they do say that good things
still
take
hold
time.
a good amount of your Yummi, right?
I do. And rip to me, I was talking to Tommy last night. I realized my dumbass wasn't staking for the past 6 months, and I really thought they were the whole time.
Wow. Yeah, that's a rough one there for TJ.
I was like, I wonder how much I have right now. I haven't checked in a long time. No, I'm actually not staking at all. I thought I was, because when they switched over to the village, I just never did it. I thought I did. Man.
Really? Oof.
I could have sworn I did, dude. I was pretty pissed last night.
RIP to TJ over here. And on top of that, though, too. So if you're looking like Yummi wise right now, does it make more sense to buy a 10K, or does it make sense to grab 4s? Because the floor price for these was hovering down into like the high 2s, and now they jumped back up to 375, which is still crazy to me. Seeing those at those prices. But the spoopies, like you can get 4 spoopies for 408. It's pretty close. on that. So yeah. And then on top of that too, if you have one of the Series 1 cards, those are going to be the only way to get the actual Narus that are playable in the game. So if you guys are looking to get the cute little blue monster here, you guys may want to pick one of these up on the secondary, which we've talked about this before. Yeah, they're going for what, 660 ADA is the lowest one that I see here. The extra hate.
Pretty good deal right now. It's actually amazing.
Yeah, that's not that bad. Yeah. So I know a lot of people were just complete. I've seen some people completing the full sets too here recently. So very, very curious to see these. We've seen previews of them over in the blue paper and all that. So big shout out to Yummi Universe. I know we're looking forward to it, and great to see them coming back online because it had been a little while. So great to hear that from the team. Shout out to DJ for showing up over and chat with us. Yeah, any questions, any comments over on the Yummi? Where's the Mikasi comments?
Mikasi few cards are coming out soon too. We got one.
I sold it. There he is.
I actually saw that. I saw that little teaser. I think it was yesterday, the day before they posted a picture of it.
Yeah.
Mikasi's so far ahead as far as what they've actually already got developed and working. I am kind of interested in that, just to see what they come up with, like what their idea of it looks like. That is interesting to me.
Yeah. What else?
I mean, they've done. You know what I mean? Like we've said, it's not that it's not a fine project. We just aren't as interested in actually getting our hands on that game itself to kind of interact with what their end result is. But this is kind of something I wasn't aware of.
We'll need to take another look back at them on a later stream, because I know there's a lot of talk about going on. I just honestly have been. It's like if I'm picking one of the two.
Yeah, exactly.
I did see they asked what the name of this one, and I did see a cheeky little comment of ITO3. I thought that was kind of funny.
I mean, it does almost come down to like a Pokemon Digimon type thing.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
Not a lot of people were fans of both. It was usually kind of like those sides clashed.
Yeah,
and competition brings innovation though. That's fun.
That's good though. I'm glad that we got. I'm glad that we can even have a battle between there. Yeah, I thought that was funny. That was good. That was a good comment.
What emote is that, DJ? I can't even tell what that is.
Wrong emote. It looks like the prayer hand.
No, the one that says thanks for covering the latest news, guys. And
it looks like a moon and on a red triangle is what it looks like to me. Do you get that?
I say a necklace.
Okay, fair enough.
To me, I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing more sneak peeks too of the cards, what the final kind of design is. So great to see some behind the scenes stuff from Yummi over there. And shout out to you, like I said, DJ, for showing up over on chat tonight. Appreciate that. Rez says he's up to 4 OG Yummies and 16 seasonals now.
Oh, hell yeah, Rez. Now we're talking. Fuck yeah.
There you go. A little eight whitelist there for you. I gotta look at how many I'm at now, and I'm really curious to see what the price ends up being, so I can make sure I'm stacking enough ADA. Hopefully, you guys got to give us enough of a heads up, DJ.
On the actual price, you got to let us get ready for that for sure.
You can't be like, next week we're minting, and by the way, the price is this. I'm like, all right, stacking way too many whitelists and not enough ADA right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, we only have a few. It's not like we have as many Reds over here talking quite a few. And Tom, you got actually great.
Damn, 4 OG. I mean,
but still, like that's just something you definitely want to be a little ready for. Make sure I'm not tied up in some dumb shit. Miss out on it because of that.
Yeah, I'll have to remind TJ to make sure he's staking his Yummi.
Bro, I was pretty upset last night. Tom, you're like, what? You're not Steve for 6
months? I can't believe you've been for 6 months. TJ's been missing out.
I just haven't checked. I'm just like, I'm collecting all this Yummi right now. I'm just letting it ride.
Yikes, dude. Big yikes. Over in the chat. Well, another project that's kind of close to that. I've got actually, I think 42-ish seasonals right now. I'm up there. I got like 10 whitelists off that, something like that.
Damn.
Getting up there. Seasonal whale, not 10K whale yet. Another one that went on an absolute tear this weekend, jumped up over 1,000 ADA floor, and I think rightfully
1,200. What's a 1296 at one point? Wrote those highest.
1296. Goofy Gophers Mining Club. This is no surprise, I don't think, at least me, and I know probably all of us over here on the channel. This is a project that we were really excited about. Got a chance to talk to Ryan back in, I believe it was January or February this year, right before the mint had happened. And this was another one of those examples of they had done their like pre-sale kind of the first, I think it was 1,000 of them. That was like in and it was like the fall of last year. I forget the exact date. and they sold them for like 160 ADA. So that was a good actually deal back then.
Sure.
What do you say? Finally, the blue chip of the show. I love Shooter. I respect him too because he's got the goofy gopher. I love that thief he's got right there.
You know what's fascinating to me is the holder count or owners. 677. People
That's
are
crazy.
stacking these, bro.
People people had real conviction in these. While
Yeah,
everyone
that's
else kind of
great.
just like, no, I'm not interested in that. Mining, been gone before, not interested.
Until they
Look where they're
released
at
that first month, what they pulled in, which was like roughly $35,000 from the first month. So that's a lot of doll hairs. That's not ADA. That's doll hairs. So I think what a lot of people are looking forward to too is seeing the June June the tutu. What people
June
are looking
tutu?
forward to in June. PJ.
Another one.
I think I don't know. I think it's the ROI predictions are going to be interesting once June gets posted, because that's going to tell a lot of people kind of what the buy-in needs to be, and what their return on investment could be. And obviously, if you're over leveraged, under leveraged, whatever it may, if they scale up too, that's the interesting part, is that this continues to keep growing, right? They're in this compounding phase now. They started in May, right? So 6 months from May is in November. So November of this year, they have this 6-month compounding period. And in this compounding period, I think 90% of the funds raised from that is going back to get more miners. They're going to purchase another round of them. Crazy. And then 10% goes back to the, just to make sure the project's surviving, teams moving on, they're paying the bills, all that fun stuff. And then from there, after that first 6 months, that's when like the staking, I believe, is going to go live, or burrowing as they call it. And from there, that's when all the different perks will get paid back to holders. And I believe it's every quarter is what they said. So every 3 months, you're going to go ahead and be able to get paid out in ADA. They'll convert it, whatever their rewards are, back to ADA. And 40% of whatever it is they compound at that time goes back to the holders. And then obviously it all gets scaled down depending upon the different professions and, taxes and thieves and oracles, all the gamified stuff that they have going on. So there's a lot of stuff to look forward to. And I think a lot of people now that are just discovering it, or maybe have kind of moved some different things, moved around different projects and have discovered this, it becomes kind of a real like eye opener for people. Like, wow, this is like, they're making $30-something thousand a month now. And we'll see this month what they make. Say they make 50,000 or, whatever it may be. Yeah. Well, they're going to, take 90% of whatever it is they're making over the next 6 months. And then they're going to double down and actually buy more miners. So if we're still in a deep bear during this fall, it only, it can only get better as far as the scale of the rewards that they're going to be able to mine.
Well, I think the great thing about this project is it's obviously a long-term project. It's a long-term hold, but it's also, it's not essentially like just ADA. They're mining all those different tokens. Yes, you get paid out in ADA, but it doesn't necessarily have to be known as an ADA project. It could just be known as like a great NFT utility project across all chains, because you're still getting a similar return on investment because it's based on percentages. So whether it was on ETH, whether it was on ordinals, it's on ADA. But I'm saying is people can look at it from that angle. It doesn't have to be like secluded just to ADA, because it's for everybody, really.
100% true.
Well, yeah.
So get more creative with it.
GG, yeah, we just broke that down for us.
You like that?
I do, because they've actually added more coins to this, right? They added Nervos. And I don't know if Dash is in there originally, but it's Bitcoin and Cardano are the 50% of the portfolio of the stuff they're mining. And then you've got the other 12.5% split between Dash, Nervos, Dogecoin, and Litecoin. So they've got a pretty good spread. And I'm assuming they've done a ton of research into these different coins and why they would be the ones to mine them, and that, the different rates and which ones are profitable to mine with versus which ones aren't. So it'll be interesting. And like I said here, the 6 months kind of illustrates in the mine paper I'm in right now. But yeah, 90% goes to compounding, 10% back to development. And then after that, this is where it gets fun for the holders, because 40% of the profits go back to the holders right there, which if you did just quick math, right? Like say they're making 50,000, whatever it is right now. And then they double down with another 90% of the funds and say they make $150,000 a month, right? Well, $150,000 a month, and you got 3 months that you're doing this for to pay out. So you got 450,000 USD. And then paying 40% of that out to holders. Well, now you've got $180,000 to be able to split up between the different holders.
And there's only 677. We keep that in mind too.
8,888. But
but there's only 677 owners.
Oh yeah, that too. So that's where a lot of people are stacking the different ones because the gamified aspect of how the payouts work for these, so different classes or professions as they like to call them, it benefits. Like the Royals, obviously the top ones get taxed on all payouts. So no matter what it is that they have, they're going to get a cut over there, plus secondary marketing or market royalties, and then the merchants are the big ones. I know a lot of people value these pretty heavily right now because they get 50% of the secondary market royalties, and not just after the first 6 months. These actually started back on 326, so they're on a secondary right now of 3.52. I don't know what they were as of 326. So maybe I know they were over $1 million, I think. So even if it's been 2.5 million, say they get to like 10 million ADA on secondary market, right? 10 million ADA, and you've got what, 10% royalties, I think, on these. So that's 1 million ADA split up right there. And then you get 50% of the royalties for that. It's 200,000 ADA split up between the 199 of those, whatever they are.
I got equations and stuff coming in front of my face right now, Tommy.
I know. So that's rough. Maybe I'm doing that math wrong a little bit on some stuff. But anyway, that's how people are calculating out there.
So it sounds good to me.
Real quick, let's dial it back real quick, Tommy. Granted, I had 2 questions. How do we know what they are buying? It's in their mind paper. Tommy was just reading that one. And then how do we know it's not a con? Their Discord has all their wallets listed there, so you can check them out. They're a very transparent team. They're very professional. We've had them on the show before. So yeah.
Go stop. Yeah, these guys are legit. We've got a chance to talk to Ryan, like I said, over on the show, and they're very by the book and one of the most professional teams we've met. Like you said, here's everything, all transparency, all the wallets for everything that they have. So you can go ahead and see exactly where their funds are. All the invoices over here. So everything that they paid, all their insurances, they give you the invoices each month. So you can see exactly what it is they're paying. They also have their legal opinion over here from whoever it is that they had do their legal advice from for their firm. And on top of that, the interesting thing that normally this is done inside of Discord, the daily digest over here of everything that they mined for the day. They show you exactly what it is that they mined. But the one thing that's got everybody excited over here, they're making it easier for everybody to go ahead and see this now. And they've got this dashboard, the Kingdom Connect, which is going to be able to show them exactly what, they're mining and not having to go into Discord to do that. You're going to be able to log onto the website, and I'm going to be excited this too when you were able to do the staking in here, kind of how Yummi has like the Village DApp and a bunch of different things. But yeah, you can see exactly mine today, and it'll show you exactly how much USD. So it's a nice, easy way. All the hash rates too for the different stuff they're mining, so you can do your own calculations and projections. So very transparent, and I think that's why a lot of people are kind of flocking over there right now.
That's the key word, the transparency. That's what PJ you touched on too. It's just that they aren't shying away from that at all. They're like they understand the space that they're coming into. They clearly have a knowledge of the crypto space already. They're able to set up this whole operation. They know what they're doing, and they know that there is that level of distrust, and they want to make sure that people are engaged, because I think they are legit.
I'm looking forward to, as this stuff comes online and it's not just all buried inside of Discord. That's when I kind of don't, though, at the same time, because I do you want to be able to get in a little bit more before this stuff becomes more and more common knowledge.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm really looking forward to is when the hell my one of one turns into a one of one. I'm missing Juniper right now. I did see, and shout out to Ryan, he did confirm this over there inside of Discord, that Juniper is mine. I do have a lot of Grok, I think his name is. There he is.
When you said this, I was like, you won't list that shit immediately.
Absolutely not. Right now, this is one of the ones that was a banished gopher, and like a scammer had gotten into, and they were able to reclaim them all. They banished the gophers that had gotten traded, and then they reissued them out during the mint. And some of them, the metadata got messed up, and that's why you see 8,884 versus the 8,888. So they're in the middle of a rework for all this. But Juniper, I minted the image, and the metadata was wrong, and nobody minted the actual one with the correct metadata. So by default, this is now mine, because Juniper was never reminted. What?
How long did that take to actually get resolved? You've been sitting.
We've been, dude. It's been. it's been a few months, but I actually got a chance. I was digging into it a little bit because obviously I got some incentive on the line, right? Like I got a one-of-one in the hands right here, so I shot them over some messages with like stats of where everything was, and then they did their own little research into it. And the main thing was there were some people who minted
like
stuff.
this fucking guy over here thinking he's gonna one-on-one with little tomfoolery, some fancy words.
Yeah, no, and it's been a while, and so it's been. I mean, that was a big sigh of relief, but yeah, the good old Juniper. And the best part about Juniper is that he's a royal, so he's top of the food chain over here. He's a dead royal, but he's a royal.
Never be royal.
Yeah. Damn,
Lord,
Lord, I am Lord. Speaking of the royals, too, royals now 15,000 ADA floor.
Damn,
they are getting up there right now. They had to sell at 12,000 ADA sale over there a day ago.
But you have the royal though.
No, there's one other royal right here. King High King Aldricious. Aldricious? How do you say that? How would you say that word?
Aldrich?
Aldrich? There's no CH there, dude.
It's like blurry right now. I don't know why. Is it blurry for you, Tom, on the screen?
Yeah, I mean, I also don't have my glasses on, so everything's a little bit blurry. Aldricus.
There you go,
You
sure.
just got to change the you might
Aldricus. Okay.
Tell me what has one eye.
I would probably say Al. Just call him Al for short. You know me.
Yeah, High King Al.
I can call him that.
I believe Juniper is the son, or the dead son of this guy. So, right. Read into the goofy Gopher lore, guys.
Read into that. Are you in the lore?
Read your book.
I'm about to be, dude. If I have that thing. There is named the Juniper Room, which is their voting, where you can place votes for the project. So it's named after me. The Juniper Room.
Please tell
after me.
That's what I said. Just please tell. I want that to be a thing.
Right. Went Tommy with a 1-of-1. When does that ever happen? There's gonna be memes for that one day. Well, hey, let's not keep Joe waiting anymore. Big shout out to Goofy Gophers as they continue to build, and I'm looking forward to more of their stuff coming online.
They got another update?
Who?
Corn.
No, this was actually, I mean, yeah, they're continuing to push updates over here. They actually dropped this today, the public transport landing bay at Toledo Valley Resort. But no, this is something for, like I said, the summer projects to kind of watch out for, right? Cornucopias is one that's been ramping up honestly, quite a bit in the last few weeks. And they've been doing their Copy cafes, and they provide more and more like sneak peeks over here. And one thing that I wanted to shout out, and I know Joe, dude, shout out to Joe over here being the Cornucopias just like ambassador for us. But yeah, you can actually go ahead and register your account on their website, and you can actually sign up to be a tester for the game. So if you guys are looking to get in on this, did you sign up?
Oh, that's a good live stream.
Did you connect all your stuff over here?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you guys can actually do this over on cornucopias.io/register, and it'll actually get you guys set up, and you guys can connect your wallets, upload avatars, it does two-factor authentication. So make sure you guys have one of those kind of apps, and then connect your Discord, email, all that fun stuff. And then once you link a wallet to it as well, it'll actually show you what assets you hold. So I think I'm only down to 2. I need to get some land over here. So I got my little sprinter and my little javelin.
You hear this, Tom? We have to feed Tommy grapes now and cool with giant leaf fans.
And then when do the friends come in?
Oh, what is that? What?
When do the friends come in?
Corn
is in there. I thought there was friends involved as well.
Corn and friends. RIP. But no, I'm looking forward to seeing more of this game, and I know obviously I'm not an OG in there. I kind of missed that. I feel like I'm so far behind still. I know we talked about that last week of just how much stuff they've got going on. But one thing that's very interesting with them is that they're rewarding people for being in early, and they want to give people like the chance to go ahead and like experience this. And I know the Toledo Valley Resort, I think or the racing part of this is what they're kind of going to give people access to be able to try out first, as far as the game testing stuff goes. They did drop a little like animated thing as well on the Copy Cafe. Let's see if I got it. They were trying to show like a little behind the scenes of like the crash animation.
I love that they do these. I think that's great.
It looks really good. Like they did, I got to catch up on more of the Kopi cafes, but they were just kind of showing you the behind the scenes, like before all the effects and everything get fully like, into final production over here. But it's just like some fun stuff that they're testing. So they're ramping it up here and just giving you a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. I absolutely love stuff like this for the games because it reminds me of like, I was big into like Destiny and like Halo and stuff. Bungie used to do their weekly update every Thursday. And I would always get excited to like wait up and kind of catch up on what they were been working on over the past week when it came to like game development. And for them to go ahead and do like these Kopi cafes every single week, like get a chance to hear from the founders, show behind the scenes stuff, and get an insight into what they're working on. I love that about them.
That is one thing. They are really good with their updates and transparency as far as what's going on. Like you were saying, I think it's a refreshing take for a project just to be open and essentially showing yourself and just having an open conversation about what's going on with the project weekly, which is great.
It's one of those things you can feel like everyone has their different role. Everyone is there for the reasons that they're there. And it's not like, it seems like everyone's not to say that everyone isn't working hard, I'm sure. But it's not like they're over allocated as far as like their amount of energy that they have. Where everyone has their role, their specific duty, and they take care of that and focus on that, as opposed to, just seeing it's like, oh, there's like 3 people here at this project. And I mean, like, not to say they're not capable of it, but man, the amount of work they have to do. And also then in those cases, you're going to see lack in communication, things like that, where, hey, there's only 3 of them and they're working day and night right now. You see something like this, when they set it up like this properly, they can get those updates out and keep you involved, especially with something with what they're asking for.
Oh, absolutely.
You to have faith in, like, for us, when we were first talking about them, to think that they would come out with this, like to this level, we would have never said that.
No, the Unreal 5 is just absolutely. I love that they started with that, and that's what they committed to, building something like this. Because obviously, a lot of when you hear game development, especially from NFT companies, like you think like indie games, right, or like bare bones, like nothing crazy, right? But this,
almost even at some level, it's like, no, this is going to be stupid. Like, there's no way they can compete with anything that's actually out that's real.
Yeah, and to see that they're building, like I said, it looks like a AAA game that has built for Web3. And the interesting part about it is they've got all their assets when it comes down to the different vehicles. You've got different outfits they have. They have different, like, obviously the land plots, the custom domes where you're going to be able to build whatever it is that your imagination can kind of take and build maybe your own business within this ecosystem itself, where you're able to be in full control of everything that you own. And you want to sell it, and especially if you get, say you level up or you get very popular, you have a certain spot inside the space that you're like, hey, I want to get rid of this, or another investor comes in, you're able to sell that off. I think that really realizes kind of the potential of like NFT gaming and the decentralized part of it that a lot of AAA is missing right now. So
especially just how they can actually showing like, hey, this is how we can utilize it. Not like, because there's been always so many ways to say like, okay, hey, Magic the Gathering online, Yu-Gi-Oh has card games. There's all these card games that exist now in a digital world. NFTs, they could do that. They could show like, you could put Magic the Gathering and make them all NFTs. Now you can authenticate who owns which card to make sure it's like a real thing, and then you could have official tournaments, things like that, because there'd be like proof of ownership. But there's not necessarily a need to do that. There's not really a reason for them to change. There's never been like, oh, this is a problem where we're not sure if people own the digital assets. But seeing how they're tying it in, they're giving like real use to their actual, not only their like NFTs, but also just their like token. Like you can see where the marketplace can come in for a game like this.
100%. And not even the fact that this thing was already highly anticipated, like all the guilds over there too, like all the groups of people, the sub YouTubers that are coming out over there, which we're not, I see Joe over here, he goes, when F35's full corn review video, we need to go ahead and really play catch up. And honestly, we do need to schedule that talk over there with Rob and them, just to go ahead and get a full proper catch up with them. So I need to reach out and make this happen, because it's been a while and long overdue for us over on this side, especially being gamers. Like we doing ourselves a disservice to not get more involved with this.
It's true. We'll be doing a disservice if we don't do this at all.
But this is something I think a lot of people, though, over this summer, as more and more of this stuff becomes accessible to the public to be able to get their hands on, I think it's going to really start to kind of elevate them into their own league, which they kind of already are when it comes to the gaming front of things. Because you can put this up against any blockchain, it doesn't matter. You can put, this looks great. And I love, because it's a game first before it is the NFT stuff. So huge shout out to Cornucopias. Shout out to Joe for hanging out over here as well. always having a good time. And Curly, appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. And yeah, outside says Unreal ended up being a great choice. Couldn't agree.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree.
Couldn't agree more.
Couldn't agree.
I was on to the next comment already. Eddie Z said definitely gonna be playing this game and streaming this sucker. Let's go. Shout out to you, Eddie Z. Oh, and then GM Farmer Nash, where are you in the world right now? Because it's GM over there is 10:35 for us over here.
When DJ
got from a Tiger's News.
He said good morning, and I'm like, oh, that's right. Yeah, Europe exists. That's a thing for sure.
Yeah,
Europe exists.
Yeah.
Forget, you know.
Oh, speaking of a little quick, little just pivot real quick before we jump into our last one. Since Nash is sitting in here, you've got Goombles that just dropped a little bit of another teaser for some of the enemies over in Goombles to get a little upgrade to the artwork.
Oh, I saw that earlier.
Did you guys get a chance to see that, or Tom?
I did.
I haven't taken a look at that yet, but I am interested because I have a Goomble.
So Goombles, honestly, we got a chance to play, like I said, the little play test that they had, and really good feedback. I really highly enjoyed it. I didn't think I would actually go back and play it after the first go around, and like you had me up for like I literally played for like an hour straight one night, just like
I did too the first night,
3-starring all the levels.
Those lollipops though.
Lollipops definitely OP. You don't need to change those at all. Just you set up a little spot of the lollipops, just lasering everything inside the thing, and dude, yeah, that was a good time. But yeah, they went ahead and the sour, which are like the enemies inside the game itself, are getting a visual upgrade over here to some of these new ones, which I can kind of already picture these things kind of after seeing some of the game.
The lollipops again, I was wrecking those.
Dude, number 4 to me, I don't know why number 4 looks probably the most badass, I guess, out of the ones right here.
The helmet, the green eyes.
Yeah, it looks a little more like ominous looking. But yeah, dude,
I don't know. I kind of like the Spartan Mohawk.
Which one? This?
All the ones with the Mohawks.
All of them.
Yeah. 5, 6, 2, 1. The lance is pretty cool, and I do like the curved sword. Number 6 has been through some shit. Look at that sword.
Yeah.
I think
he's donked some heads already.
Dude, he's definitely got some little Goombles he's taking out over there. But no, it's I always love seeing this kind of stuff though too. Is like behind the scenes on the play. This is what is interesting about like the Web3 side of things with gaming, is where you don't see a lot of this stuff, especially early on with like big AAA studios. Like they don't want you to kind of see the early parts, but until they're ready for you to see it, right? They just display it over at E3 or whatever it is, the gaming conventions. But this, it's like you get an inside like peek into like really like the soul of the game as they kind of get it going. So to see it in the final product, even just to see it in the playtest version from what it was, and obviously seeing the sketches like this to getting some more updated stuff is really neat. It's a different aspect of the Web3 side of stuff. TJ's deep reading right now. I looked over at the screen. I'm like, all right, guys, all right, well, nothing to say. Let's move on.
Going over a lot. There's a lot to take in, Tommy. Sometimes you're informing me and TJ just as much as you are chat.
No, I saw that one earlier today, actually.
Yeah, 100%. And then also, they also have 5,000 more of the Goombles that are still yet to mint over there. So just keep that in mind for anybody who's looking to still get in. So going for it. I love the names over there. But they're not going to do this until they do their major beta test and market conditions improve. So right now, Q3, Q4 for the rest of the Goombles, and said next time the community plays Goombles, Sugar Class will have a major facelift and be almost unrecognizable from the recent gameplay you've seen. Never been more excited to journey with you. Feel free to ask any questions. Appreciate it. Farmer Nash, you've been crushing it lately, man. I'm watching you over on the Endmaker showcase for the gaming, and watching some of I know you were at a gaming conference recently, and just seeing all the developments and even the in-game stuff that you just dropped recently over on that playtest. Big ups to you and the team. You guys have been crushing it lately.
Yeah, the game was fun. Honestly, I really enjoyed playing it.
Yeah. I was really jealous getting to watch that live on the stream instead of getting to chill and play that with you guys, because that looked awesome.
Yeah, it was actually, like I said, the replay.
I had so many questions.
The one good thing I can say about them, and we always say this with the games, is like the replayability. And for them, they actually had. I love that there was like different stars for the levels. I love that there was. And I'm assuming there's going to be different incentives for 3-star and stuff, different things like that, or different rewards, giving you a reason to come back to the level. Or if there's different upgrades you get later on that you're able to take on, maybe even like challenge levels, right? Like you the original like base level, you didn't have access to all your weapons and stuff yet. We were able to go back a second playthrough once you 3-star, and then it becomes like all like way more intense on those early
levels. Did you
levels.
Go back and beat a level to get 3 stars when you didn't get it at first?
Yes, absolutely did that. Absolutely did that. So yeah. The another one I think we had on our list, or one of the last ones on the main things, obviously talking about gaming, but just talking about a brand in general, is Clay Nation. Can't leave them out. We got updates over with the Sandbox earlier. A couple weeks ago, we talked about how their first Cardano project to bridge that gap with one of the largest metaverses out there. All their collections being imported in there. Your avatar is going to be playable over there and have their own unique space inside the Sandbox. So bridging gaps already. And then even recently, I don't know if you guys even just saw, they dropped a little video unraveling Clay Nation's beginnings to illuminate the path ahead. This was kind of cool. This little video they did. It got ties back to Derp too, right? Like,
are you a pilot?
I'm just went underwater, I think.
Boy,
there
it was raining pretty bad outside. I didn't think it was that bad though.
We got like a, what do you call it? A hurricane going on out there. But no, I was saying is that this kind of video gives like I said, it's play back to their roots a little bit, right? With like the animations. And on top of that, it kind of tells that from the way I interpreted this was like kind of like the start of like Clay Nation, how everything kind of got started.
I like that, yeah.
Cool. Well, shout out to them too. They just got married this past weekend.
I did see that. Just saw
Wasn't
Fettuccine and CJ Lovelace.
Wasn't it?
It was last week.
Was it? Yeah, it was last week.
Well, I think it was after our podcast though.
It was. I did see that. I just thought it around Fets. Yeah. Go ahead, TJ. Give that full congrats right there. I was gonna say too, they all have an event coming up here too with on June 28th. Shout out to Future Fest. They've got Pride Fest going on. Partnering up with them for this. So if you guys are looking forward to another Future Fest event with Clay Nation, there you go. And then Tom, dude, we got some fashionable footwear over here. Look at this. You got.
I actually really like those. I would wear those slippers. Not gonna lie.
No frogs for arms.
Like those warm, like Christmas slippers you would wear.
You might have some explaining to do to your children wearing frogs around by their mouth. That could freak them out a little bit. Dude, if they could capture that actual clay essence in the actual slipper, that would be
yeah.
I'd probably wear this. That'd be awesome. Cool gimmick. But yeah, this is something I think people. This is again another one. I think we probably actually mention it every time we talk about that. They have that kind of brand that they built in to now come out with the merch. It makes sense. It's appropriate as far as the timing. It's not like, hey, you've never heard of us. We're going to be a merch project, and it's like, why would I want your merch? Who are you?
Right.
Like if I wear it, there's no. Even myself, it's not even like I want to show off to others. Whatever the flex, I can't even be like appreciative of it on a personal level because I don't know who you are, so it has no connection to me to wear it.
Mm-hmm. No,
whereas like you see this merch, you see these things, and it's like I want that because of like the relationship I have already with the project, the underlying like actual.
I remember they sold out a ton of merch in CNFT Con.
Oh yeah,
buying the shit out of it.
It was, I mean, it makes sense. I bought the hoodie. That was one of the first, I think, NFT merchandise that I've ever bought was the Clay Nation, the cardiology hoodie they had. Mm-hmm. It was just, I mean, I love the clay hat. I think it's probably what is the classic over here. You can get over on the website, but also they have the sweat. There's their material that they had, the sweaters, and then the t-shirts. I felt, I think a little bit, we looked at them when we were at CNFT Con, but super high quality stuff too. It wasn't just like cheap. The sweater, probably the best hoodie that I own as far as quality of like actual material. So they didn't cheap out on that at all. And like you said, Tom, this is one of those ones where they've earned the right, I think, to be able to put merch out. It's the branding.
Makes sense. Yeah, like they've built up that brand. People want it. It's not like they're announcing it and then it's just like, okay, I don't know who you are, but that's cool. Nice. Good luck with that. Where it's like now they make this announcement and people are like, oh, I've been waiting for this. Like I am ready to rock clay stuff. It's just one of those kind of brands that people have been excited for. Yeah.
I was gonna say he's the granddad crypto setter. You said I think the SEC named Sandbox in the Coinbase suit over there. I don't know. Like I said, regulation could be a big hit, but we'll see what happens with the NFT side of this, right? With the gaming portion. I know, what was it, Axie Infinity that also just finally got in with Apple, right? Like through the Apple store. So I know there's going to be a common ground reached, and I think, like I said, all this. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, right? I can't predict the future. I can't say anything safe at this point, but I can't imagine that everything that they're building right now is just going to disappear unless some crazy crackdown happens. Either way, they have their own thing that they're doing too, right? So I don't necessarily mean that this is like the sole factor, driving factor of value for Clay Nation is the partnership with Sandbox. I think that's a different leg or an umbrella, a branch of all the different things that they're doing right now.
They have their own little metaverse too.
I'd be more interested in this one.
Yes, absolutely.
Versus the others. But the other part too, which is on the DeFi side of things, and also just because the Clay token obviously has some sort of value pinned to it, is the has support from Ledger Live, which also goes back to their branding and the show of partnerships and the strength of the partnerships they have, which I know Ledger got some shit recently with all the whole security thing, but they do have now Ledger Live. So if you guys are holding on to your little ledgers, you're able to actually go inside the device, inside the app now, and actually trade, and your stuff will, send, receive. Normally it's like an NFT in there, but now that actually acts as a token in there, so that's pretty cool to see that partnership.
What's the weather like on the moon, Tom?
I was gonna say, what are you pressing when that's happening?
I'm assuming it's when I go to like blow up the screen is what happens. There's like a disconnect with the mic when I go to share it. I don't know, because it could be, we are getting very bad storms over here too, so the internet might be a little spotty right now.
That's
too.
like
I think that's
your
what
mic.
it probably is. Yeah.
Is it?
I think it's I just
bad
think
right now?
Our storms are so bad right now, TJ. It's like a tropical storm outside.
Oh, I believe it. It's been crazy on here too.
Yeah, fast goes. Can you guys hear me? Am I still rugging?
You're back.
Yeah,
you're back.
You're good now.
Okay. But yeah, no, this dials back to the partnership and the branding of Clay Nation themselves. The fact that they've got a partnership with Ledger, is huge. These aren't they're not like a no name by any means. And I think that's the strong suit for them, and why we're looking forward to it. I think a good one to keep an eye on this summer is we don't have an official release date or when you can get into this stuff, but they have been teasing like the stand and things like that, when you can actually start to add merchandise and clothing and stuff to your actual clays. So I'd assume that they're ramping up for that here soon, just based upon the way that they're kind of putting out content and where they are on their own roadmap. So one to keep an eye on. I don't think I think they're where they at right now. I think they broke back over 2,000
too, because they're always like curveball announcements, something you weren't expecting at all. They're constantly building relationship and partnerships too behind closed doors that we don't even know about.
Well, right. I remember when the Snoop Dogg thing happened last year, and everybody went nuts. And that's when crypto, the NFTs weren't completely in the gutter. Am I back in?
No, Tipper said the eye is starting to infect his vocal cords.
Dude, I'm honestly, guys, I'm just deteriorating in front of your eye. No pun intended. But you guys are either going to see me fully just chilling on Wednesday's podcast, or I'm going to have an eye patch over there. Be one of the two.
I have one. You need it.
Or you're going to be a zombie. This is your patient zero. This is the infection. We're watching.
This is how the world ends.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is how the world works.
Oh, that is how the world works.
Need an eye patch?
What is that, Mr. Moody? What the hell is this?
No, when I had a cornea abrasion,
Professor Moody.
When I had a year and a half ago, my brother got this for me as a Christmas gag gift because it was around Christmas time. So I was wearing an eye patch.
You remember that?
Why were you wearing an eye patch?
Because I had a cornea abrasion. I just said it.
Oh, the eye's getting to me, dude. I can't hear out of this eye.
I just said it.
Interesting day. Shout out to he said Aeonium Sky Block 21 coming soon. There you go. Looking forward to that. Aeonium Sky continue. I think they just updated the astral map. I think I saw.
Yeah.
J-House or Oside said Clay went from 1K to 2K in one run up on Snoop Day.
You don't say.
Snoop Day. Imagine what happens when they start dropping more stuff with them. I know they did the Braun and Brawny partnership, and they've got some animated stuff from them, but they haven't really fully tapped into what Baked Nation is yet. So that'll be. I'm assuming that those will also spark a little bit of a run during that time for those pitches, which pitches have been quietly just sitting at very low values compared to what they were. Because I remember when pitches did come out. Remember these were I don't know, 500-600 a floor at one point.
Oh yeah.
And some of the large. I remember selling large pitches for 2K plus.
That was the craze, all the different land projects, whether they were going to be metaverse, whatever the actual plan was dropping then. But Yummi was one of the biggest, most hyped ones for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. This is something still to keep an eye on. I'm sure there's some good deals, and there was I think that Kiwi browser, but you can actually just go on the website now, I believe, and actually take a look at the plots. I don't know if they have the sales stuff up for them or not, but
is that website still up, the Kiwi one, where you can kind of see what's for sale and whatnot?
I believe it is, yeah. But I don't know if they integrated that into the actual like website to actually check out the map. I have to go back. I don't know. I'll look at that.
Come on, dude.
Sorry. I think they actually have their own marketplace for it now, or maybe he built like the Kiwi stuff into this. Yeah, because now you can actually just here you go. You can just go on you just go onto the website and actually search this. You want a large Bake Nation plot? How much does this cost? 10K Ada. Ooh, that guy's a high seller right there. This guy's 3,000. You pick your poison. I think I have one. My Sonic Village one's like right on like a train track. Right, it's right here. Right on the corner.
Train. What's someone go for around it?
Everybody ran in. Actually, it is not that one. It is right here. I think it is. That's what I'm gonna call it.
That's yours.
I don't think that's it. But the one next to it, hey, you got a large plot going for. Oh, that's actually not a bad deal.
I think I have to buy that right now.
No, we'll hold off on that.
He's getting distracted again.
Yep.
Get him off this. Get him off this.
All right, we're out. Still haven't baked my clay yet either.
Come on.
That's right.
Hold
on. That's actually a good partnership.
It is.
Jesus too, and them, they both got that out of the box kind of style too. That's actually nice.
I love my Mallard just front and center right now. Not front and center, but it's popping.
It is very much popping right now. I love that my Goofy Goph is there too as well.
Yeah, he's there. It's whatever.
He's doing his thing. Look at the Yummi just kind of saying hi. Is this the way to shop for pitches? Yes, Osai, that is definitely a great way to go ahead and shop for pitches. If you guys are looking to, go to the website and click on the little map, and you will take you right to that page to be able to go ahead and sort, buy, search, whatever you want to call it. But let's dial it back here, guys, to the original post. So we went through that, man. That was 2 hours right there almost.
I know, so I don't know what you're doing now.
So, well, we got to acknowledge the people that went ahead and commented on here. It would be a crime not to go ahead and at least take a look at something over here, at least just acknowledge what they've been talking about. So we talked about what some of our top picks are kind of going into the summer and just some of the things that they're working on. And most of these are very established projects inside the thing. And it's not a very shocking list, I'd say. And I'm sure there's a lot of other great projects out there.
It's still fun to see which ones kind of, show up, which communities really like come forward and are like, hey, we'd love to see this. I mean, we like hearing it too. Maybe there's some that we do have community members that do watch us, so we don't get a chance to talk about something they'd be more interested in. Definitely always willing to take a look, unless we absolutely just,
some of them were like,
for some reason.
I think they overlooked what we said. I think because they didn't see the
summer part. Yeah,
it's like people were like, you didn't say a forever thing.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. It's Twitter, baby.
You know what I mean? So we just said summer. It wasn't like shading every other project in the space.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, you left off so many good ones, and it's like, well, I mean, what are they doing in the next 3 months?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's
maybe next time I think it's just a matter of like, hey, everybody go show up on their stuff, and so maybe they'll go ahead and we'll get a deeper look into what we got building on, because hey, ain't no shame in the game doing that. Also, shout out to Granddad Crypto. I don't recognize the name too much, so appreciate you hanging out with us. Learned a lot listening tonight. Appreciate that. Appreciate you hanging out. So some of the main stuff, and I will shout out to a few different communities inside of here. One of the ones right up at the top here, you got Bank.
That was funny to me.
What? Oh, Little Thunder over there. He goes, once you get past our OG airdrop that you didn't like, you will find a solid project building here and for the community.
Hey, respect you for listening to us.
I mean, like I said, I was never a hater of like what it is that you guys are doing. I just was not a fan of the way that the coin was being like, it was just part of the meme coin season. Honestly, you guys did the best of what you could, and great, honestly, marketing strategy. No shade to that, because what you guys have built even in that short amount of time.
I bought it.
I said that's why I say you can't. I respect the hustle, dude, for Bank. What I'll be interesting to see is now that you guys have got the coin out of the way, right? I know some people are looking forward to like they're getting the airdrops, like they're big, they're the big bank holders, the OG holders, whatever it is. So they did a different snapshots. But beyond that, it's the NFTs, the NFT DAO, I guess is what it is, and then eventually the game. And if you are going the Monopoly route, I'd be interested to see if you guys have talked to Cardopoly. If you guys haven't talked to them, at least interacted with Cardopoly, because they did build a Monopoly game kind of style first on here.
Totally different though.
Yeah, or it could be completely different.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to learn what the next steps are for the bank community, and I know they do have a good community behind them because they ton of bank people posted over here as well. So shout out to you guys. This is one we'll keep an eye on, that's for sure. And I don't know.
Tommy will keep at least one good eye on it.
TJ gets so funny.
That was a good one. I like that one.
How many more of those jokes can we keep an eye on that, huh?
I was just gonna say that.
QR, hey, we got a QR code over here from QRdano.
That actually is really cool. I clicked on that. That shit's pretty dope.
Where QR codes meet storytelling meets digital collectibles. Home of QR, my pick generator, founder and project lead. It's interesting. I'll have to take a look closer at that. But QR, I've seen a lot of QR art. I think it was a Curly Knox that posted that over in our Discord. They've been seeing more QR, like AI art with QR codes. So that's cool. I like to see this over there. I appreciate you guys for doing that over there.
Did that work? I didn't even check it. Did you check it?
Honestly, I haven't. Let's see if that does do anything.
Let me see.
Scan us. Wonder if it goes to our Twitter.
Nothing,
huh?
Nothing.
Okay. Well, get him next time.
I draw on him too.
Tommy for sure did.
That just hurt, actually. Derp Birds over here, 100%. Honestly, I did see this from Dirt today. They did drop a little announcement for the Pred. If you remember, they're doing the V2 art the same way that they did for the Derp Birds. This was a little tease, and I don't know what this is for, but it looks a little like chick emoji right here. Not sure what this is for yet. Looks like what's your best guess? It looks like little pouches.
The first Carver de Medici.
Handsewn. Okay.
Sugar packets.
Yo, say GM or I cut it off. Where's Slumber Shark when you need him? Over here. But the other part of this was the V2.
Are those after dinner mints? Is that what those are?
It could be that.
Perhaps some Renaka.
Where is the Pred thing? They just announced this over here. Happening. Pred V2, 14 new archetypes. Stay tuned for more info. The Commander V2 Pred archetype.
That's cool.
That's good. Is that a muscle? Is that an arm?
Yeah, an arm. Yeah, it's an arm. With
I like that.
Like a chip in there.
Commander Ear Blaster over there. One thing I remember, this is about the time we're getting close to a year. Remember, like Dave came on, I think it was in either August, maybe September. It was like early, like right in starting the fall. And he's like, guys, just want to let you know we're about to crush it right now, and hope everybody's ready for the ride.
He wasn't lying.
He's got a rocket ship for sure.
And then they've had the partnership too with Mutants, which they're doing the Fortress Labs. So they've quietly just been doing their thing behind the scenes, and they've definitely got the gamified aspect. They've got a really fun community too. Shout out to Grimmy, shout out to Slumber Shark. Forget the other, some bunch of them over there. I don't know. Derp Birds was one. Shout out to them. They're one we'll keep an eye on.
Absolutely.
Like we talked about a little earlier, Cardano Crocs Club, which is a
That's
project.
what we really do need to get more involved in, or just look into more, because I do see them on Twitter a lot.
Yes.
I know they got a lot of things going on too.
Yes. Oh, dude. Wow. How do I totally miss this back over there? That is my art for QRdano.
Really?
Arrow. I forgot about that.
That's cool.
Arrow. I was like, where have I seen this before? And then it was totally Arrow art. Shout out to you, Arrow art. We'll have to go back and look at that.
Wild.
That's dope.
Throwback. Sure.
Yeah. The other thing too for Cardano Crocs Club is they had a really good thread over there dropped from Asung, which I've seen Asung quite a bit. Mm-hmm. But this thread right here, this is what we need to do more of a deep dive on Cardano Croc Club, because they've got the C4 tokens kind of like the driver of their ecosystem. But not only that, they've got the OG Crocs, they've got the radioactive Crocs, they've got the baby Crocs, they've got Swamplands, and they've got the C4 player pass, which gets activated by holding a certain number of Crocs. And then you can have a family, which is like the Croc, radioactive, and baby, that gets you bonuses. They have a USD C4, which is their own stable coin that's pegged to USDC. So it allows people to easy access like onboarding and offboarding, which I thought was really cool. And on top of that, the Swamplands, so they have a gamified DApp. We'll dive more into this, but they actually have a lot of cool stuff they're doing.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Definitely
that
follow this
was
on
a
Wednesday
lot of
for sure.
information. Yeah, for sure.
So this is one maybe we'll take a little bit longer on another look deeper into this, but this is one that I think I've been fading. It's been not even that like I've seen so much about them and I know they're quite active inside the community. It's just one of those ones I missed out
I
on
wouldn't say
early on.
fading. It's fading sounds like a bad word that we're using. I think that we just truly haven't looked into it enough yet. That's there's nothing else to say.
There's so
Nothing else to
many,
say about it.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where it's like I know they've been building and I just haven't got involved yet. Same thing like Macacia, to be honest with you. Same thing. Like I just haven't gotten involved. I know they're doing a lot. I just haven't gotten involved. But yeah, shout out to the Cardano Crocs community over there for showing up. You got Tonks over there from Quick talking about Mulgakongz over here. Mulgakongz minting this week, I believe on the 23rd. They've got coming on and really cool. I mean, if you want to talk a summer vibe of a project, I mean, I don't think, you can't beat the vibe of this. It's perfect for that. So Blake also did a good video, a deep dive into them. If you guys are looking, Blake CNFT over on Spark Lab or on his YouTube channel, you guys can catch up. Nice little, like a little less than 10 minutes, full deep dive into this. So color palettes for this are really cool. Real life artist, friends with Jesserai over there from Quick. And be curious, I know they got a playable avatar over inside of Quick as well. The Keyboard Warriors. They're one of ones. Are very like they're fun traits over here.
I actually really do like the art and the Kongs. I think they're sick.
I think these
different.
They're getting more and more hyped up. I'll tell you that. 5,555 of these. Remember, they're only $25 USD for whitelist and 30 for public. So pretty cheap compared to some of the other mints over there. With 30 USD was roughly what, like 100 ADA right now?
Maybe a little more.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more at this point. Jeez, that's crazy to say.
I'm just looking to see what ADA was right now. It's still 26 cents.
Yeah, there's the video with Blake. Blake. Speaking of Blake loves when we do Matthew Berry voice over from ESPN. Shout out to your draft day. I hate when I get that. Like you got him on your watch list, and he's like, looks like they had him too.
Maybe Osai. He said we feel like mints might be coming back. I don't know.
Depends. Like this one again. I don't know like long term how this will do. But I know I'm sure it'll do pretty well in the short term. We'll see how it goes. They've got a very strong backing from their community. He's got real life fans, not just only inside the NFT space. I think he was talking about it was originally looking over on ETH, and then knowing the Keyboard Warriors team, they saw what they did on Cardano, and he switched over here. So good to see somebody, another artist being on board.
Where was he originally?
I think he was wanting to go on ETH originally.
I didn't know that. I didn't say it like that though. That's it.
Fair enough. Shout out to Wunsch over here. Star-studded list of picks. Danketsu, I know Zushan over there has been quietly hitting me up, being like, dude, you got to check out. We got a lot of stuff coming up. And they do. They keep announcing. They had a Twitter space, I believe, today that was cross-chain over on Polygon.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. And so obviously they're not leaving Cardano, anything
they're
like
building
that.
Too. Respect to them. They've been building
but
they've continued for a long time as well. Like we've been able to follow them quite a while now.
Building and they pivoted too, like with certain things. So they just constantly are doing big things for the community.
Well, the big thing is their missions, right? When we talked to them earlier in the year, the missions were getting ready, and it looks like they'd gotten postponed a little bit, but they're partnering up with all these different projects right now in order to be interactive with their missions. So it looks like ADA Inmates was one that this is another one we need to look at a little bit more. But yeah, going to be having their own missions inside of this for their partners, which happens in mid-July. So big, I don't know. This is like, reminds me like kind of like the Tavern Squad kind of thing we talked about quite a bit. Like just like, I don't know the extent of how detailed these are going to get, but basically you're going to be able to use your Ninja tokens. To start this, you'll have your NFTs that require certain requirements to get you in. It's a certain number of days, and then eventually it generates more of these tokens, which the Ninja tokens too have had their own little run inside the space, I believe. I don't know if you guys have taken a look at this. These things jumped. Yeah, at one point over here, that's back in April. Damn, everything's been, recently, right here it was. They had a little bump in the middle of the month right here. So keep an eye on these game projects with their NFTs.
This part of me is like just being stupid, but anything time you like put in the word ninja, definitely, I don't know why. It's like ninja token, ninja missions. I'm a little bit more involved now.
Got the ninja mission?
Something about ninja. I told you that I got a restaurant very close to me. As
Danketsu.
Yeah.
Danketsu, yeah.
Ah,
Right.
And you said there was something about a Yummy place too near you as well.
It's not like necessarily near me, but there's a restaurant here, local, I guess, that is called Yummy, spelled same way.
Really?
Cool.
Yeah, that's
That is pretty wild.
very common for Chinese restaurants to be called Yummy, but this one's spelled the exact same way.
Yeah. Well, here comes, like I said, something to do extra in their ecosystem that's going to like push you forward. And it's not, giving utility to their entire collections. And I got to go catch up now. I didn't listen to the space at all, but I'm curious how they're going to be implementing the cross chain part of this with Polygon. Because obviously there's a big community over there that's starting to develop and grow. Gamified multimedia experience, though. Shout out on Cardano and Polygon now. Shout out to Danketsu for everything they've done.
Things going on over there.
The OG Ada ninjas,
For real.
And then I mean, obviously we saw Mutants over here.
Yeah, they keep making announcements today.
Dude, huge announcement for them. So, and I think that's part of the reason why their Twitter and stuff blew up. But basically, what they were saying is that they're kind of going to the future. They're pushing their
roads. We don't need roads.
I was waiting for the Back to the Future quote right there. But essentially what they were saying is that they're all the utility for the old collections, the Crocs, the mice, and the toads are essentially going to become invalid at this point. After, I forget what the date is that they're going to knock it.
Well, even that sentence they said right there, it says held by people not in the space.
September 15th.
Literally, we have a friend who has a mutant just chilling in his wallet that he has.
Mine just sold. Mine recently just sold. I was actually
the price of the Crocs went back up because they're like, oh, we got until September 15th. Otherwise, these aren't really going to do anything other than verify your Discord or you can burn them. So all the utility, they're not doubling down, but just going full on in on the new mutant art. And those are going to be the only way to really interact with the ecosystem. So saw a little bit of mixed results from some of the OG holders, but one thing to remember is that if you do burn your original stuff, it always stays in the metadata of the mutant that you burned it with. So you'll always have it, it'll never disappear, that image. So yeah, they've got a big update that they've got coming up, and we'll have to dive into that a little bit more. But that's obviously why a run happened today on the mutants themselves, because I think they jumped up, they're up to like an 800 floor again.
They're almost
868.
Yeah, then just 949.
So 868 for them, and then on top of that, you've got only 59 listed out of the 4,000. So that's a 1.3 listed. That's a really good percentage for them. Mutant Crocs, yeah, Tom, your Crocs now 555 floor because they got a match almost, right? You need 2 of these to burn to be able to get the new mutant.
That's right around, I think, where it's sold at. Yeah.
Nice, dude. Yeah, what's the cheapest one out of
the overall floor ad right now?
Nice, dude.
565. And mice are 540. Yeah, so you're looking 540 minimum floor right now. So you're 1,000. If you want a brand new one yourself to burn, you're gonna need roughly close to 1,100 ADA to do that, plus 500 mutant token. So that's big run for them. And on top of that, I know they haven't provided liquidity for the mutant token, but even the mutant token today apparently had jumped just because it's all liquidity provided by the community. And obviously, you need the mutant. Yeah, look at that. That's huge. Huge increase right here. That's
crazy,
right? Oh, big old candle right here. So yeah, congrats to all the mutant holders over there. And then we can't not go and take it, take a look back real quick at just acknowledge the Introverts community. I think out of all the posts over there, Introverts had to have been the one that I've seen the most.
They showed up, bro.
By far. Yep.
Dude, so many people inside this. If you just scroll through all this, it's Introverts.
And that's where I was like, I don't think people actually read the summer part.
Hey, we'll have to look at that here in a sec too, real quickly. But yeah, no, huge shout out to Introverts. We know they had.
I love Introverts.
Marcus for coming on a few weeks, or maybe like a month and a half ago at this point. But yeah, the Soul Portals mint that just happened. You're talking about some good artwork inside the space, man. Introverts.
Absolutely.
One of the top ones, really cool, down to earth community. And like I said, they show up. So really appreciate everybody from the Introverts community showing up right now. I got to catch up on what the next thing is now that the Soul Portals is out, and how that's going to be integrated to move forward. Tom, I don't know if you saw, but we got some Boss Cat love a little bit. Tom's at the Boss Cat.
I saw you were
behind him.
replying to all of them for sure. I definitely saw that.
Where is there was somebody who posted the video of the Boss Cat, the little Rumble, the Royale. I'll just have to scroll back over to their Twitter here. Yeah, remember the Boss Moon is what it's called. It looks like
pretty cool.
From Boss. It's like a little battle royale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little jetpack on them.
Yeah, this is one to keep an eye on. Honestly curious to see how this works. Now, it's cool to see like movements inside this little space, but obviously it's a little playtest environment. Real interesting part will be when you actually get a chance to play it. Is it playable, and is it going to be fun? So looks good visually. That's nice to see. And I don't even know I wonder how much the voxel is. It Vox Cats, right?
I don't know why it gives me like I don't know if you've ever seen that game Spell Break. We're like flying in the air and shooting spells out in the battle royale.
Oh yeah,
reminds me of like a Boss Cat Vox version of that. I don't know. I just get that kind of vibe with it.
Yes,
it's cool though.
They got a ton of. So not all of them have that, but the jetpacks.
A lot of them do. It looks like all of them do. No.
Well, no. So an 8700 out of.
Yeah, honestly, I do. Off the screen, I didn't realize you.
Yeah, 8700 out of the. Yeah, so 1300 do. So those are a little bit more pricey because you look at the floor of 67, and some of these are like into the hundreds. So yeah, if you guys are looking for a jetpack to fly around in, so there you go.
I'll be interested to see that. I mean, that's just the most obvious one so far, but I'm sure that there's going to be some sort of, you know what I mean? There can't just be.
Has to be balanced.
There's a jet. That's what I mean. If there's just a jetpack cat and your wins every time, it's like, okay, well.
But you can see a cooldown meter, right?
And all the rest are going to be useless.
But even still, though, like
even then, though, even if there's a cooldown, there's nothing like some sort of equivalent or some way to counter it. Then that's just going to be way OP. So I'm sure they're going through to make this as balanced as possible.
I'll just jetpack to the top, get the overview advantage.
I will give them this. The UI looks very good.
No, it looks really well done.
So I don't know who they're working with.
I'm very impressed by it.
So hopefully we'll see you get some more live gameplay. Tom, you got to go interact with that Boss Cat community. Get them on our side.
See if I can get back in there. I mean,
it's been a while since we. Yeah. Shout out to Boss Cats.
I'm surprised they don't come out and shout at us more, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about when we faded. Probably most people did, though. It was honestly, it was sketchy in the beginning. I'll never not say that it wasn't. But now obviously they're still here.
That portion that was like, hey, I have a Bored Ape, so buy me, and we were just like, what does that have to do with your project? Like, so strange.
It was just a different time, man. It's like, trust me, I got the Bored Ape. I did well early on.
Wait, what?
Blue Magic was the name, but whatever it is, they're doing something right because they're still here. If they wanted a rug, they would have been gone long time ago.
I feel they're doing way too much work now. If this was a rug, like they could have taken the money and ran a long time ago.
Yeah, no, they've definitely got a passionate community. I don't think they're not going anywhere. It doesn't seem so. I did like the alien ones too. They had the Boss Cat aliens. Did you ever see those ones?
Yeah, those are dope.
Yeah, Boss Cat Alien Club. Yeah, these are dope looking. Honestly, I prefer these over the originals, but dope looking. Yeah. I think that'll wrap us up. I think those are most of the ones that we saw over inside of there.
I like that. I think we should continue to do that, like post little questions or something at the end of our post.
Yeah,
to get some feedback from the community.
100%. I just appreciate everybody showing up who did on those and those communities behind them. So it just shows there's active, engaged people inside this space, and that we're not just some like ghost chain. We're not a ghost chain over here. Appreciate everybody also hanging out with us for the last 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's been a little bit longer tonight, but we had a lot of stuff. And I thought it was gonna be a nice little easy, quick episode. And it turned out.
Yeah. We talked about it tonight, Mitch. That was one of the first things we talked about was the comic book.
Oh yeah, I will go back. We'll put some timestamps in here for you, Mitch. I still love that Darkwing. One of the most dope, dope Mallards out there.
It's not that great. It's all right.
Yeah, right.
Not impressed. Not impressed.
What is good, everyone? G Heaven, appreciate you hanging out. Introverts, 100%. Nash has a great community for sure. And appreciate you guys all for hanging out over here with us. Man, these Monday nights, I feel like we're starting to get excited because we as like an NFT podcast, right? We've been like obviously dabbling into like ordinals a little bit, and on the Cardano side, it had been pretty slow. But we made it through meme coin season. It feels like we're just on the cusp of a little bit more NFT activity here coming up for the summer, and I think it's going to be a fun summer for NFTs over on Cardano.
I think Blake's intro to his last video of Mulgakongz was like, finally an NFT project you're excited about. Like, because I mean, that's kind of like a sentiment like lately. Is like there's a lot of stuff that either has not been coming out or stuff are like, I don't know, I'm gonna set this one out. But now, like, you see more and more projects coming out, communities rallying behind new project, which is nice to see. So it's just fun to see that excitement and that spark coming back again into the community.
100%. I don't think I think we're on, like I said, a run here. It feels like, or brewing for a run. I don't know if it's generated from the memes or just because different products are coming online for these new projects. So, and the more that like ETH, I think I saw something today from them, like the validators, or the number of validators or something's going up, which all that, I don't know exactly what that means, other than I think that means you need to have more ETH in order to be prioritized in their ecosystem, which is making it less decentralized from what I understood. So when more and more stuff like that comes out, it kind of makes a decision to be on Cardano, feel good that we're in the right place building.
Yep.
So
I agree.
Oh man, what a night. Let's see if this eye it held up a little bit.
Barely.
Honestly, I've been just squinting the whole time. It's been just one-eyed Tommy. I got one-eyed monster.
Step right up for the one. Oh man.
Well, guys, if you've made it this far, or if you just joined us, either way, if you've been appreciating the content, enjoying tonight, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button down there. If you guys are chatting with us, that means you're subscribed. So we appreciate everybody who's doing that, and appreciate everybody who shows up on these Monday nights. It makes it fun here for us. We're looking forward to another, well, not this week, but next week.
I thought it was this week.
I thought so too. Yeah.
I was disappointed when it wasn't.
We've got game night next Thursday, the 29th. So we'll put a little bit of heads up on what games it is that we're trying to play. And I know we've had Kenny B over on the Mongrels team. He's been chatting to me. I know he wanted to do it this Friday. Maybe we'll have to chat about a different date. But wanting to host a little Mongrels Rocket League party over on the F35 channel too.
That'd be cool. There's a lot of
game nights.
Players in the community.
Yeah, doing something fun like that. So yeah, game night. Looking forward to that next Thursday. That means there's a Twitter podcast next Wednesday night. So be looking forward to keep an eye on that for that. But on top of that, we'll be back this Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern over on the podcast. Hopefully, I've got a second eye by the time that happens. Otherwise, maybe Tommy can edit me a little eye patch in.
But just keep an eye on it. We'll let you know.
I got my eye on you guys. We appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good night. We will catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.